Welcome, everyone,
Hey,
and welcome to our live. How's everybody doing this evening?
Yay!
Hello, everybody.
good.
I'd like to welcome in Embarkation Nation, Mr. Smiley Face and Warm Strong Adventures.
Warm and strong adventures. That's very comforting.
And we're going to be pretty much talking about the Jubilee and the first couple of cruises that it went on. The two cruises. Bill went on the Christmas cruise. We happened to go on the New Year's cruise, and just kind of compare the differences and see how we like the ship, how well it performed, and all that good stuff.
Sounds good.
So how'd you guys like it so far, or your cruise?
Well, I wish
I
I was
loved
still
it.
there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I really had no complaints. I went on the inaugural cruise, so a couple of things. They're still working on it, but as far as the ship itself, I enjoyed it. I enjoy the Excel class ships.
Yes.
See, and I'm not a fan of the XO class ships.
You're not. Ooh.
Why
I'm
is
kind of
that?
partial to the Dream class. Unfortunately, it was for me. It was an absolutely beautiful ship, absolutely hands down beautiful ship. But for me, I was kind of lazy, so I was averaging 15 to 20,000 steps every day, and so I was a wee bit tired. The balcony rooms are nice. Definitely loved those. So, it just I think for me it was just like it was overwhelming for me. Um,
It,
but I love the
it,
ship. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Andrew said in one of our lives from the ship that we were kind of overstimulated those first 2 days. There was just so much. That was our first time on Excel class. And we were just like, oh, the new bars and all the new. It was new to us. I mean, if you've been on Mardi Gras or Celebration, maybe it wasn't that shocking to you. But we felt a little overstimulated. So I can definitely see what you're saying there. But Tony, do you think we should introduce our new friend,
yeah, Mr.
Mr. Smiley?
Smiley Face, Mr. Smiley, and you might want to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Affectionately known as Mr. Smiley Face because I try to spread joy and happiness in the terminals before embarkation, before you guys get on the ship. My name is Anthony. I've been working at the port as a guest port services agent for about 3 years now. I work embarkation for the Dream and the Breeze. And before this, I've been in Galveston for about 5 years. And I spent about 25 years in music and radio.
Oh wow,
Sweet.
Well, yeah, just a little something, little something.
wow.
5'8", 150 pounds. I like long walks on the beach, and I like short walks on the beach. I absolutely love working this job. I love interacting with all the guests. I love it when I get on a ship and people come up and they recognize me. It's amazing. I know you guys experience that as well. And hopefully, fingers crossed, next month, I will be submitting my application for cruise director because it's still open. And if that's not open, then it's going to be Fun Squad. But I am going to be trying to get onto the ship.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That'll be a different kind of live YouTube.
Right.
That would be.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
it's live on my YouTube channel.
Yeah. First one.
See, I need to like
Glad you're
his
ready.
page on the Facebook, on the Book of Face. What is? See, I'm sure everybody that's watching this already knows all of y'all's links and stuff. Mr. Strong, what is your Facebook page?
It's Warm Strong Adventures.
Warm, strong. See, I like that warm, strong. See, that says comfort to me.
It does.
Right.
If I didn't have a PvP, I would absolutely probably try and get you to book a cruise for me.
You wouldn't want that.
He says you don't want that. So you have Warm Strong Adventures Cruise and Travel Group. Is that the one?
No.
Okay.
That's
Bill
the
Armstrong.
Bill Armstrong or Armstrong Adventures. Bill Armstrong, you can use that one also. I'm on there. Probably on there mostly.
Okay. Well, let's see here. See all. Oh, there. Hey, there it is. Armstrong Adventures. Right on. See, that way I can actually tag you and stuff. Hey, thank you, Dennis Craig. I appreciate that. Dennis Craig is a follower of Mr. Smiley Face on Facebook. Appreciate that. He also sells out. I believe he was on the Jubilee cruise for New Year's Eve. No, he's actually going to be on the Mardi Gras cruise with me on the breeze. The Craigs, they're cool people. Make sure you go and follow these other 3 people, Dennis. Go follow them. How do they find you guys' links? That's what I want to know. Is there a way that you can put links in comments or something, or pop it up on the screen? Or
Sure, I can drop my link into your chat.
Perfect.
And I'll introduce ourselves. I'm Jennifer from Embarkation Nation. We are a family of 3 who travels mostly cruising, but we do go on other adventures as well. We know everybody here on the panel. Traveling Czech is my uncle. Mr. Warmstrong Adventures is the Mr. Smiley Face, Anthony. That's who we were telling you about, who got Andrew the cool jacket. So
nice.
that's
Well,
our
what's
friend
this?
from Inaugural Sailing.
What's this Mr. Warmstrong Adventures? What is that?
Mr. No, I was going to just call you Bill, but I wanted to make sure to say your name. And then, we met you, Anthony. I've been following you in our Facebook group cruise and stuff for the New Year's Eve cruise for the Jubilee. I've been following you for a good while. And then we got to have an awesome conversation on the ship and get to know you on the ship. So we're excited to have you here. So I've dropped Mr. Smiley's link into if you're an Embarkation Nations channel chat, I've dropped Mr. Smiley Face's link into that, and then you should know Bill and Traveling Czech, but if not, I'll drop those links as well in our chat.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out how to do all that stuff yet. I'm still fairly new to this myself. The lives, anyway. And I had this is only like my 2nd or 3rd live that I've run, so I'm not real sure how to do dropping all the different links.
Well, it looks like they're being dropped in the comments, which I think is actually amazing. So hello everybody that's in there commenting and watching. This is absolutely amazing. I don't know why it took me 51 years to figure out this YouTube thing, but this is amazing, and I think that you guys are all wonderful and amazing people, and I can't wait to see how this blossoms into some really nice relationships.
Yeah. Well, don't feel bad. I'm 63, and I still hadn't figured it out yet.
Join the club. I'm 62.
So Jen's the baby.
He's the baby.
I was going to just say I'm 36. I'm closer to 40 than 30.
Well, right. I'm still closer to 50 than 60. So, well, you asked about the Jubilee earlier, and I did say that I'm not partial to the XL class ships. I do have another cruise booked for October 2025, which is my mother's memorial birthday cruise, and I'm trying to talk my sister into joining me so she can get on the big ship. But I absolutely was amazed by the Serenity area on that ship.
Yeah, it took them 15, 20 years to get that right, but they finally got it right. A Serenity area with a swimming pool, a little eating location, bar. They finally got it right.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I did a walkthrough. I did a walkthrough video for that, and I wish I could upload it from my Facebook to the YouTube channel. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I've been Googling. Look at the bags under my eyes. It's driving me nuts. One day I'll figure it out. But did a live walkthrough on my Facebook page, so they can still see it because it's public. And it took a minute to do the live walkthrough of Serenity. Also covered Loft 19. which is the cabana area of the Serenity deck on the Jubilee. And that is at cost unless you are booked in I believe, a presidential suite. But it's like $500 for the day. So yeah, make sure you got, absolutely, Lady Czech. Please make sure you click the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channels. There's 4 of them that you should be subscribing to.
Yeah, and Jen had introduced her channel. I was just going to tell everybody about ours, Traveling Czech. Basically, it's my wife and myself. We're trying to get into doing about cruising, or just basically any of the travels that we do. Also, I do a little bit of scuba diving. If you like scuba diving videos, I've got a few. If you like some cooking videos, I've done a few of those. Just a little bit. I've got a couple of good videos if you like, where we were actually diving with the sharks, which I'm kind of proud of, because we weren't in a cage or anything like that, but they were coming so close that we could actually reach out and touch them. But we haven't been going for about a year, so we're learning a lot from Jennifer and Bill and everybody else that we talk to. And Bill, did you want to say anything about your channel?
Yeah, I'm Bill from Armstrong Adventures, and I do mostly cruising videos. I call myself a travel channel, but most of my traveling that I've done has been on a cruise ship. So we're going to call it a cruising channel for tonight. I don't know. I've been doing it for about 2 years. March 18th will be 2 years. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of interesting things. I've been on probably between 45 and 50 cruises. I just did the first time out of Galveston. The Jubilee was the first time I ever been to Galveston, and I absolutely loved it. They did a good job. The only thing that I didn't like about it was, and it had nothing to do with Galveston, it had to do with the Jubilee. There were a lot of priority guests. So I had a 9:30 appointment to board the ship, and again, I've told the story a few times, but a 9:30 appointment to board the ship, and when I got there at 8:45, the line was 300 or 400 people deep. So it had to wait. But once the line started moving, once we started going inside, it moved fast. They had plenty of people inside handling it. So no, if you like cruising, I'm putting up the Jubilee videos now. I have some Marivilia videos that I'm still trying to finish up. I want to get the Jubilee out there first, and then next Thursday I'm going on a MSC Seashore. So just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, and check me out live. Felt like a lot.
Well, no, that was. I'm absolutely amazed that you gave that such a great review about the embarkation process there in Galveston. We absolutely, both teams. For those that don't know, there's 2 separate teams. There's a team for Terminal 1 or Terminal 25, and then there's a team for Terminal 2 or Terminal 28. I'm a member of Terminal 28 team. That day, the first cruise, half the ship was priority.
Right, and I expected that.
So there really was no priority.
Exactly. And I understood that too.
Yeah, see, and I'm glad you do, because there was one guy that was doing a video blog, and that's all he did was complain that we should have known better and that we do this every day. For those of you who don't know, on most cruises that leave out of Galveston, we typically board 200 priority guests, 200 to 300 priority guests, not 3,000, not 2,000 like we did today. So today, when we boarded the Dream for their 14-day Journeys cruise to the Panama Canal, there was no priority guests, and priority guests actually boarded according to boarding zone, just like everybody else normally does.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, but they took it in stride. They absolutely took it in stride.
Ooh.
And I was absolutely amazed at everybody's patience, because we boarded 2,000 people. I think it was like in an hour. So,
wow.
And that was with 7 7 embark agents or easy board agents. So we were moving them fast and quick. Everybody was, they were shocked. They came upstairs, and normally we have the little cordoned off area for our platinum and diamond and suites guests. And they're like, okay, well, where do I go? I'm diamond. I said, pick a seat. Pick a seat, because the whole area up here is priority today. And it was. We had a little bit of fun, and everybody was patient. On the New Year's Eve cruise, there was 2,000 priority guests on that cruise. So remember, guys, if you go out on the Jubilee, please pack your patience. We don't normally board that many priority guests, and it's probably going to be like that for the first 6 months, because diamond and platinum guests that have not yet sailed on the Jubilee are going to sail on the Jubilee, and then you have to include the suite guests in that priority designation. We don't even have Faster to the Fun for the Jubilee, so it's not even available. And when it's going to be available is anybody's guess. But for right now, it is not available for purchase. So just pack your patience when you come to the terminal to board the Jubilee. It's a brand new ship. Everybody wants to get on it. And please treat your terminal agents with kindness and care. Yeah, because we absolutely bust our tails to try to get everybody on in a fast and efficient manner.
That's for sure. That's one thing we did notice. Yeah, that's the one thing that we did notice was of course, with it being a bigger ship, there was a lot more people, but the process seemed to go pretty smooth when we were boarding.
It was really smooth when we were boarding as well. I just didn't like that new ramp that lasted.
Woo, girl, let's okay. We should probably talk about that ramp. We should probably talk about that ramp, because there's probably going to be people that are watching that are like, "What are they talking about that ramp?" If you have issues with walking on inclines or long distances or both, you might want to bring a bottle of water or a can of water, because you can't bring a bottle of water. Bring something to drink. Wear some comfortable shoes. Don't be wearing them high heels to board the Jubilee, because your ankles are going to be hurting. Your dogs are going to be barking when you get on the ship.
And just be prepared. You maybe like shift around your sodas and your wine and everything in your backpack. That's like an extra 50 pounds, because that ramp is no joke. I was dying. That was the worst part of my embarkation. It was not the people. It was not the drug dog. It was the dang ramp. But once you get to the top, there's a beautiful seating area, and the process was super smooth. We actually boarded about 10 people behind EECC, so that was kind of like our like excitement, because they were the celebrities on the ship. So, but yeah, that we definitely had to sit and take a breather from that. I did from that ramp. I
had to take a breather during the walkthrough, because terminal agents actually got a walkthrough the Thursday before the first sailing. And they walked us through, because apparently they were all finished. Everything was finished being remodeled, and everything was going good until we all got to that ramp. And it was just like, wow. People were like falling off, going over to the side. It's tough. It is a definite cardio workout if you board the Jubilee. So be prepared for that.
Yeah, I'm going to need to know what incline that is, because I'm going to have to work on a treadmill and prepare for 6 months before I go back on it.
I'm pretty sure it was at about a 20 to 25 degree incline. That was
it's pretty good. But when you first walk on the ship, like I was in wow. Like I'm sure if you saw our embarkation day video, we walk right in and there's like this beautiful bar area and is it the currents area? Am I wrong? With the like where the stage and the
I don't know the actual name of that area. I was too busy fangirling over Kendall Fire standing right by the entrance. Especially when she was like, "Oh, I know who you are." And I was like, "Whoa!" Yeah, so I kind of geeked out a little bit. That is a wonderful area. I'm a little sad that they didn't have the capability to open up the windows behind the stage, because that would have been amazing. I don't even know if it's available to be opened now. Here we are, 4th cruise in, and I don't know if it's still able to be open. They were having some issues.
Wow.
Bill,
But
you
that
were on the
fix is nice.
yes. Bill, you were on the first sailing. So, what was your thoughts when you first walked on the Jubilee?
Real thoughts? Oh, this looks just like the celebration. Huh? It looks just like the Mardi Gras.
Should have asked.
That was my real thought. Oh, wait a second. There's no Rolls Royce sitting over here. So this is a different ship.
That's
However,
right. They got a car on that ship.
yeah, the celebration they brought over what is it, car from the elation? No, from the ecstasy, I believe. Anyway, no, but I mean, it felt good. It felt exciting. All the workers, yelling and screaming, welcome you aboard. I mean, you felt special, and I enjoyed it. Luckily, I knew kind of like where I wanted to go, and to get away from the crowd. That immediate area, people are coming in and don't really know where to go, so they're all kind of like standing around. And then you see Grand Central over here, so they ventured on that way, and that's where Kendall Fire was taking pictures, and the DJ was, and all that. So they're all just like gathered right there, and I'm trying to get away from that spot as fast as possible.
Because everybody's going to congregate there.
Yeah, they're just standing around trying to figure out where's our muster drill station, F7. Well, where is that? And I mean, just get away from that area as fast as possible, and then you'll be fine.
It's funny that you say muster drill stations, because typically in the terminal before embarkation, that's one of the things that I cover unofficially. I always make sure that everybody knows where their muster station is, how to figure out where their muster station is. For those people that are watching that don't really know the ins and outs of muster stations, I'm going to let them in on a little secret. The number on your muster station is the floor that it's on, and the letter is where on that floor your muster station is. A being towards the front of the ship, E being towards the back of the ship, and everything else in between is in between. So that is a quick little lesson and life hack on how to figure out where your muster station is. Plus, I'll be covering that. I'll probably do a video on that on my YouTube channel coming up. I'll be doing a lot of videos covering like embarkation process, muster, do's and don'ts on the ship, documentation, because there's always so many questions about documentation. That's why I do live Q&As in the cruise groups that I'm a member of, so that way I try to make sure that as many people as possible have a stress-free embarkation and vacation. And there's nothing more stressful than getting to the terminal and going to the check-in counter and they go, "Oh, you have the wrong documentation," because we don't ever we don't accept, but Facebook said we don't ever accept that as the correct answer. So yeah, it'll be good.
That's similar, like with when we were on the Luminosa leaving out of Brisbane, everybody was talking about, well, you need this documentation, you need this. Well, why don't you, we needed to find out to make sure they knew they needed to go check the government's websites to make sure what these people are telling you is true, and that's actually with any ship.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and like today when we had our morning meeting before embarkation on the Dream, this is a Journeys cruise going to the Panama Canal. So today we didn't accept birth certificates and IDs. Today was passport only. And we had quite a few guests that had gone online for their check-in and stated that they were using a birth certificate and a government issued ID. You have to do some research, people. You have to read your Carnival cruise contract. The website is amazing, and I highlight the website in all of my Q&As. It's really easy. You go to carnival.com, and the right-hand side at the top of the screen, there's a little magnifying glass. And when you hover over that, it opens up frequently asked questions and topics. And one of those being documentation. And if you click on it, it'll take you right to their policy on documentation. I love it when people are like, "Oh, no, absolutely, you need a passport." And I'm like, they're going to Cozumel, Costa Maya, buddy. They don't absolutely need a passport. Does it help if you're in an emergency? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But people aren't asking that. Not everybody is going to have a passport. Not everybody can fit that into their budget. And thankfully there are cruises where you don't need it. I think there's only like 4 that Carnival does that actually absolutely require a passport. So get your documentation in order, people. And here's another little life hack for everybody that's watching, for all of your people as well. Whether you travel with a birth certificate and a government issued ID or a passport, take your birth certificate, take a picture of it, and email it to yourself. Because I have actually seen people denied boarding because they were traveling with a passport and lost their passport. So they got their driver's license in their wallet, but they don't have their birth certificate because they bought their passport, didn't think they'd need it. Or they've lost their birth certificate on the way to the terminal. So if you have it emailed to yourself and you get to the terminal and find out, oh my gosh, somebody broke into my car at the hotel and stole my bag, and you come with that sob story, you can shut it down by saying, I remember they said to email myself a copy of my birth certificate, and now I can take out my driver's license and email them, because that's what they're going to tell you. They're going to say, okay, well, email us a copy to this email address, and you've already got it in your email. All you got to do is hit forward, bam. And guess what? You're no longer panicking because you think you're going to miss your cruise. You're going to get on your cruise because you heard it right here with Embarkation Nation, Traveling Czech, and Warm Strong Adventures, and Mr. Smiley Face.
Well, I always thought Carnival said they didn't take copies of your birth certificate. So they take copies. Say it one more time.
We absolutely do. We do accept copies for now, because that change is coming. People have asked me, well, when's it coming? When I know, you will know. But as of right now, as of today, if you are selling out from a port in the United States and coming back to a port in the United States and going to destinations that don't require passports, all you need is your birth certificate, or, according to the website, says it right there in black and white, a clear photo copy of your birth certificate.
Sweet.
It says it. And people always doubt me and they say, no, it needs to be certified. Nope, it says on the website, does not need to be certified. So
interesting.
Yep, you can literally take a birth certificate, throw it on your printer, hit copy, take that copy out the machine, and take it to the port, and they will let you on your cruise. See? Information is power.
Yeah.
I'm still that paranoid person, though. I'm going to be bringing my original passport.
Bring your original. Yep, bring your original if you like. But let's see here. I'll post a link in the comments, and people can read it, and then they can decide for themselves if they want to take their original or their photocopy.
But I like to lose things. Anybody who's been following Embarkation Nation for a while, y'all know I lose everything. So I think that is great advice, knowing that, like, if I just go ahead and just send some copies to my email, or, encrypt them or what, all those things, but that I can get them to, I can still get on the ship, because that is like my number one fear of, like, losing my passport between the house and the ship. So it's good information to know.
Yeah. And it's a concern for everybody. And like I tell everybody, if you don't want to email it to yourself, make a copy, put one in your pocket, put one in your purse, put one in the glove box of your car. If you're driving, put one in your wallet. Have as many copies as you can, because you never know what's going to happen. I am Mr. Just in Case. I always share information that covers the just in case situations. And you never know. People are like, oh, I'll never lose it. Well, those are usually the people that come into the terminal and have to go to document recovery because they lost their documentation.
Right.
One of the reasons we got we not only carry our passport, but we also, it costs a few dollars more, but we also got the passport ID. That way, if we have our driver's license, we have another form of government identification in the event we lose our passport. I know in some cases you can't come back with that, but at least we're hoping that will make it easier to get the documentation from the government agencies, because here's a copy of our passport ID card. Will that help them get us the information we need quicker, instead of having to call around and get everything?
It absolutely does. And when people say, oh, well, you can't take a picture of your passport, and that's not gonna do anything. Well, what it will do is it'll tell the embassy the document number on your passport, and then they can look it up.
Well, I'm on Carnival's site right now, and it says for closed loop cruises, U.S. citizens will need to provide a boarding pass, a government photo ID if 16 years old, 16 years of age or older, and a certified birth certificate or certificate of U.S. naturalization.
Is that the AU, or because I shared the link in the comments?
I would assume this is not the AU. I would assume this is the U.S. I don't see anything about AU up here. I just went to find and typed in birth certificate in, and this is just the places to cruise without a passport, and that's just listed right there. And I guess that's kind of what I've always seen with a certified copy, not a photocopy.
Okay, and the help topic on the Carnival website is actually 3409. It says traveling with a birth certificate and photo identification. It says the following are acceptable: an original or copy of a birth certificate issued by a government agency, state, county, or city, or the Department of Health and Vital Statistics. A clear, legible copy, photocopy, of a birth certificate that was originally issued by a government agency or the Department of Health and Vital Statistics. The copy does not need to be notarized or certified. Now, I know in certain situations there are different requirements for that, but this one, I don't know if you could post the link so I could check that link.
I will try to get that for you.
Okay.
I clicked off the link now. I just clicked the link that you posted.
Okay. See, because the can I do this? I think I can. Oh. It's not going to show it because I got a background. I have a background going on, so it's not going to show it. But on the carnival.com page, if you hover over the magnifying glass and click travel documentation on the drop-down menus, the page will say, how can we help you? If you scroll down, there is a section. There's also sections about the passport card, state enhanced driver's license, which, by the way, if you are not from Michigan, Minnesota, New York, Vermont, or Washington, you do not have an enhanced driver's license. If you're from Texas, you absolutely do not have an enhanced driver's license. You don't know how many times we get that.
And those Michigan people.
we get Texans all the time that say they have one.
Those Michigan people.
Michigan people, we know about, because every place we go, we have to fly. So we have our IDs usually.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And enhanced driver's license people also say enhanced driver's license on it.
Right.
Have a great night, Rob and Jan. Can Cruz.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
I just want to say, Jan, we were talking about you on the Jubilee. We met up with Mr. Duckman. We'll have Tony has an interview already posted with him, but we'll have one as well. But we talked about our trip on the Vista with you and his interview then, and he remembered y'all right away, and he said hello. I just wanted to send that message to you. So back to the Jubilee, though.
Yes.
We actually got to stay in the interior room. That's the first time we had been on an XL class, and we got an interior room. And I'll admit, when we walked in, we were like, "Where's the room?" Okay, there's the bed, but where's the room? It was. But I understand that with it being a bigger ship, they've made the room smaller. But like I said, we hadn't been on the XL class, and walking into that room, it was just like, yeah, I don't think we'll be doing this type of room again on this. If we go on the XL class, we won't be doing the interior.
Did you get a regular interior or the premium interior?
I think it was just the regular, because it was real small. I mean, there was.
Because my PVP actually had originally booked me on a premium interior, which would have been on deck 12. And he sold it to me as the premium interiors have almost the same amount of square footage as a balcony room, but with no balcony. Maybe later on I can do some research and figure out what the difference is square footage wise of an interior and a premium interior. What room did you have, Jen?
We had a balcony on the 12th deck. So we were.
Bala.
Right. Just bragging over there.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
She's
I was
like-
gonna let y'all talk about the interior rooms first.
Surprised it wasn't a suite.
Well, I also had a balcony on the 14th deck, but I actually got a call at 1:30 on Friday the day before embarkation for an upgrade, which was $250 from a premium interior to a balcony on the 14th deck. And I had sent my sister a message because I consult her on all decisions concerning money because I'm irresponsible. And she was like, hell yeah. I was like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and get that one then. And it was nice. I did a walkthrough of my balcony room also. It's on my page and available for everybody to view. You just got to scroll, people. Don't be lazy. It was the second time I've ever been in a balcony because I prefer interior rooms. Usually it's just me. So, it was, I'll tell you what was shocking. How small the showers were.
Yes.
I'm only 5'8" and about 155 pounds. And I was like, how does anybody that's even a smidge bigger than I am, either taller or weight-wise, feel comfortable in this shower? Because I don't. They were tiny.
Yes, I'm a thick person, and it took a lot of like wiggling, and yes.
Have to raise one hand and wash that arm.
Slide,
Raise
slide
that
it up
hand
real
and
quick and slide.
open the door, stick one leg out while you're washing the other half of your body. I'm glad I'm not the only one because everybody's like, "Oh my God, you're just spoiled. You don't know what a small bathroom is." And I'm like, I've been in some places that have really small bathrooms, and that ship has a small bathroom in the rooms.
It's a small bathroom, but
It definitely did.
Some tricks throughout the
Hello, Tess.
I mean, after I got out the shower, I would open the door up because I'm claustrophobic, and it's like this is just too. I mean, I'm trying to wipe off, and I'm all over touching everything. It's like I can't do this.
I had to make sure there was nothing on the counter by the sink when I got out of the shower because I'm trying to dry off and I'm whipping that towel around and it's knocking stuff off of the shelves and the counter.
Stepping over the toilet so I can close the shower door. Yeah, it was small.
I guess I'm the only one that I really didn't have a problem with the showers. Yeah, they were a little small, but I actually felt more comfortable in them than the ones on the other ships. I don't know if it's because the door was solid or the drapes. You know how the drapes, you turn on the water and they get sucked in, and next thing you know, you're sticking to the drapes and stuff. I don't know if that was the problem, but
I missed the shower curtain sticking to the fanny a little bit. I felt a little more
that's comforting.
But see, I'm just the opposite. The curtain never bothered me. It went out. You're like trapped in a little tube. It's like
you feel like a mime.
Yes, I agree with you, Bill. I felt like I kind of missed the shower curtain at this moment. I'm having to.
Funny that you're mentioning shower curtains because I'm leaving on the Breeze on Saturday for a back-to-back, a 5 and a 4, and thank you, Blue Tune. I just got an order in for Amazon for magnets. Because I usually use clips. I put clips on the bottom of the shower curtain to keep it down. And now I've got 8-ounce magnets and they stick to each other on the curtain. I've got 5 sets of them. So I'm going to put 3 sets on the bottom of that curtain. It ain't going nowhere.
That's too funny.
But it is comforting a little bit when it hugs you, especially if you're a solo traveler.
It's like a nice hug in the morning.
It's like a cold hug.
Hey, Mr. Smiley Face.
Yes, sir.
This isn't about the Jubilee. This is about Journey Cruises. I've been on a few of them, and Carnival seems to have no idea what's going on. And I think Tony can attest to this. We both sailed out of it was Brisbane. Were we on the Brisbane one it had to be Brisbane, right? Yeah. And it's like, well, what insurance do I need? Well, what do I need to bring to the terminal? And nobody had a direct answer. And this is dealing directly with Carnival.
Right. Call the 1-800 number.
You go there. It's like, hey, I got the insurance from Carnival. Do I need to? Can you send me a copy? Well, we don't have. I can't send you a copy. You won't need it. It's in your record. I get up to the counter. Hey, where's your proof of insurance? Well, you said you couldn't give me. Well, Carnival said they couldn't give me one, and I bought it from Carnival because this went on and on. We had a Facebook group going on and on and on and on. You needed a visa. And this is from when I did from Seattle to Sydney one time. You needed a visa to get into Australia.
Yes, sir.
We had 100 people that had to get off the ship in Hawaii because they didn't have a visa. So I don't even know how they got on the ship. You asked for my visa, but now I'm trying to figure out how did this 100 people, how did they get on the ship without a visa? And it was like I just talking to Carnival, and they give you a runaround when you do call. It just and I don't like to, you don't deal with Facebook, you don't deal with YouTube, and you're calling Carnival, you're calling your PVP. Hey, tell me exactly what I need. Let me know, and I'll do it. And everybody told you a different story.
Yeah,
and it was frustrating.
I can imagine how frustrating that would be. Yes.
Well, it was the same way. We were wanting to get off in Hawaii, and every person that we talked to on the 1-800, anybody that we talked to, Carnival wise, was saying, no, you can't get off. No, you can't. And we're like, and finally we ended up, somebody suggested that we contact the Port Authority, or who was that? I can't, the name of the, but we contacted them and they said, yeah, no, it's no problem. And so we just, when we got on the ship, we asked about getting off, and the ship said, yeah, that's no problem. But everybody that we talked to up to that point was saying, no, you can't get off. No, you can't get off.
Well, here's what I have found, because of course I don't work on that end of the cruising process. But when I was going through my training for PVP, one of the things I can tell you is that when you call the 1-800 number, some of those people have not been with the company as long as others, and may not have that kind of information. One, because they don't cruise, or two, they've never been on a cruise, or, because anytime you work for Carnival in the guest services department and you're working on the phone, we have access to a program that kind of works like earlier when I mentioned the help topic ID for documentation. We actually have a specific software on our computers that we can actually type in specific help topics that aren't the same as that one, and we can actually pull up information. If whoever you talk to had pulled up the information for your destination for Australia, Australian cruising requirements, I probably could type it in right now on the website and it would pull it up, that everything that you would need for that. As far as the Carnival Vacation Protection, that is not an insurance that is actually handled by Carnival, and I'm sure most people know that. It's actually Aon Infinity, I think, is the name of the insurance company.
Something like that, yeah.
And you can, I think it's in your cruise contract is the number, but you can call them and they will send you whatever you need. I don't understand why somebody at the counter would say, hey, I need proof, if it's actually in the computer, because that's part of your invoice summary.
Well, that's what I pulled up. I said, I don't have anything else. I can show you here where I paid it. And that's fine. And then, you can go about your business.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the process is for going on Australian cruises, because I have yet to go on one. It's on my bucket list. They keep sending me free rooms, but I'm like, well, I got to pay $3,000 for airfare, so I'm not taking that cruise.
Right.
But I feel bad when people have these kind of issues, because for the most part, people that you do call or deal with in Carnival, for the most part, they're going to try to be as helpful as possible. Will you run into those that maybe don't have the information or experience and maybe don't know how to handle that type of situation?
Well, and again, it's not like the individual. It was Carnival. When I went from Seattle to Sydney, we left. It was a 23-day cruise, Seattle to Sydney. Let's say we got there on the leaving Seattle U.S. time. We get there on 21st. However, we crossed the date line. We arrived on the 22nd. Carnival is booking people for the 21st for flights out. When we arrive in the future, because when we get to Australia, it's no longer 21st.
Right.
So from Hawaii, when we left Hawaii to Seattle, Hawaii to Sydney, they're trying to rebook a ton of people because they booked them for the 21st instead of the 22nd. And it's like, and it Carnival, this wasn't your first Trans-Pacific cruise. And it wasn't like an individual that did it. It wasn't like they asked. No, Carnival did this, and it was like just a madhouse. I
can imagine that would be, and I like I said, I don't work that side, but
no,
I don't understand how that. I don't understand how that could be overlooked. As far as, I mean, if you are helping somebody book a cruise that is going over a large body of water anywhere on the globe, there's going to be some time shifting. Hell, if you go from one state to another here in the United States, there's going to be a time shift. Yeah. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. I feel really bad that you had that issue. Hopefully, if you filled out your guest survey, I hope that you put that in there. If not, what I would suggest is actually going to John Heald's page and voicing your concern about that, because he's really good about passing that type of information onto the upper management to make them aware of something that probably we need to work on.
They were made well aware of it on the ship. I mean, what they did, this is a couple of years ago, and just every time I go to Australia, there's always like some kind of question, and if you call one person today, you call back tomorrow, it's like I'm getting a different answer because I've done it twice. Now I kind of know what I need. So I have the passport, I have the visa. And I mean, there's just a lot of different information out there. The French Polynesian Islands, they collect the passports and they keep them. But here they say, hey, never turn your passport into anybody. And it's like, well, if you go someplace, they need your passport. So, I mean, it's just certain things like that. And it sounds like you're doing that kind of thing to try to inform people. And that's a great thing. Because they do need to know.
And it's good that I guess if you could say a silver lining for you having that issue is that now you have the experience. So when you run into people that are getting ready to book those type of cruises, that's something that you as, an individual can actually warn people about or inform them about, which they may not get. They may not get it currently, which is concerning because that could actually affect somebody's cruise experience. And that's the biggest concern for me. And if I was higher up in the Carnival organization, that would be amazing. For those that don't know, I don't actually get a paycheck from Carnival. I get a paycheck from a third-party company that hires all of Carnival's portside agents. We work for another company, but represent Carnival. Do I know more information than the average bear? Probably, but I do all of my research. I go I'm a nerd. On my free time, I go to the website and I start reading things, and I make sure that I'm informed because I know that on Facebook groups and on social media groups, people are going to ask me questions. And one of the things that my management has already said is make sure you are not giving out false information. Make sure your information is accurate because that can absolutely affect the whole port. They've already been called once on my behalf from Miami. So I had to learn my lesson the hard way. So now I absolutely double check, triple check, make sure that the information that I'm giving out is absolutely 100% correct and verifiable by the website. And then that way I don't run into problems. So yeah, I try to inform people as much as I can. There are times where I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't have that information, but if you would like and give me some time, I will find out the answer for you. But I was also management with Sam's, and that was our thing. We never said, no, I don't know. We always said, I will find that answer for you, or I will find someone who knows it. So, I'm glad you brought that up because now I'm actually writing that down on my little yellow pad, and I'm going to do some research on Australian cruises.
Yeah, especially the ones leaving from the U.S. going to Australia, because they jump they jump
The international daylight.
the dateline, and
Mhm.
they just have to rebook people, and it became a disaster just because they were one day off, and for people, not a lot of people flew directly back, but there were enough people that it became a problem. But no, overall, I think you guys do a great job. I mean, there's a lot of information. If Carnival has one problem, what they need to do is just well, just like what we were just talking about as far as the birth certificate. And if I find it, I'm gonna send you with the link.
Yeah, please do.
But I went to a spot on Carnival site that said certified copy,
Right.
and then I went to the link that you had, and it says a photocopy. It's fine. So you need to make sure that both of them are the same, because if I go to the first one, I don't think I have to double check if I'm already on Carnival site.
I see that. I see that reasoning. Yep.
But yeah, no, that's good to know.
And I was gonna say, I agree with Tess Allman here. Like she said,
go ahead.
I was
No.
gonna say I agree with her. If every passenger would kind of take accountability and go read the information on the website, but like you said, Bill, sometimes it's not right in certain areas. But I can see both sides here, because there's times where I'm like, well, that was right there in front of my face, and I should have just read it, right? Like a little bit.
Well, some things you should.
Minutes of
Yeah.
I mean, even you always read. You always have to read, and you have to know the laws. Hey, you can't wear camouflage in this country. You have to learn the laws of the land if you're going to visit other countries.
And there's something that's not on the webpage, because we looked when we started talking about getting off in Hawaii. We went everywhere we could, and there was nothing saying about being able to get off the ships early or what you had to do if you wanted to. So that's why we had to call. And it just seemed like everybody that we called, they were saying no, but yet we were talking to people. Oh yeah, you can do it. We did it, and And it's like, okay, either you can or you can't, and And somebody gave us the idea to call the Port Authority or the Customs.
I think it was your travel.
And they were the ones that said, I finally ended up emailing them, and they were like, yeah, that's not a problem getting off. It's like, okay, well, cool. Well, then we'll plan on getting off. And then we got on the ship, and they were saying, yeah, there's not a problem with it. So,
right. That's good.
So,
can we talk about the Jubilee?
Hey, Jubilee!
What Jubilee? What's that?
I'm just playing.
Hey, you know what I thought was one of the coolest things? I wouldn't say coolest things, but one of the things I did like about the Jubilee was almost everything was on what I call the bowling alley. Like deck 8. You could have taken a bowling ball and rolled it from one end to the other, and you would have hit 15 things that everybody needs to stop at.
Right.
We stayed the most on 6, 8, and 16. Those were the 3 decks that we hung out.
You really did. You just went back and forth on the ship. And I guess that's kind of what I loved about it, was that, everything was pretty centralized as far as that the decks. And if you had a cabin on deck 9 or something like that, you were right in the middle of all the action. So I think Carnival finally, started getting the design of the ships right.
I agree.
Especially like you were talking about the Serenity deck, putting it up on like it's basically like on its own floor, own area, your own swimming pool. The only other ship that I know that has a swimming pool in the Serenity area is I believe it's the Luminosa, and that was like mind blowing to have that in the same area for the adults.
Yeah, that was a trip. Like I was like, what? You got your own pool?
Right.
That was amazing.
Well, one of the things that surprised me on the Jubilee was knowing how many people were going to be there. What kind of, I wasn't looking forward to getting on and off the elevators, but the elevators actually went pretty well, considering
they did
the number of people that there were on that ship. And the elevators, even though there may have been 1 or 2 more, it seemed like they were smaller too. But they still moved better, a lot better than I had thought they would.
So we were our room was aft on deck 12. So like we literally walked, got out of the elevator and walked around. There was our room. So we used the aft elevators for everything on the Jubilee because it was just
Right.
more convenient. And we didn't have any issues. Sometimes even when you're trying to go to those, like those floors with all the cabins, the rooms, you're waiting a while. Everybody's trying to go down to deck, like on the Dream 3 and 4, for dinner or wherever. And we zipped right through. We thought that was great. There was one elevator on the aft that it seemed like if more than 3 or 4 people got on, it was having some issues. It would say it was over limit or
Uh-oh.
it was just kind of having some issues. It was like the middle one in the back on the aft.
Yeah.
But that one, it was like, okay, I was just on with like 15 people on the mid section. This is like 2 of us. So what's going on? But those are things that they'll work out, of course,
They
as
will.
the sailing's going on. But we loved it. We loved the layout of the ship. I loved Dr. Ink's area. I love just sitting in that little area.
Yes.
I mean, it was a little crowded to get a seat at the bar, when we would go at high peak times. But we just enjoyed sitting there, listening to the music, looking at people changing the screens, just looking at everybody having a good time, watching the drinks being made. It was just such a great, peaceful area for us. I don't know if y'all had an area that y'all really liked to kind of just sneak into deck 8.
Deck 8 side or deck 17 aft.
Yeah.
17 aft.
I'm a smoker.
Well, I thought it was cool too the way they had the chef's kitchen set up to where people could see what was going on as they walked by. Because even some of the classes, we could look in there and see them doing different things.
A little free advertising.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I thought that was cool too, because I'm like walking and all of a sudden I see this glass wall and I'm like, the heck is that? And people are cooking. And I'm like, that's pretty cool.
It was cool.
Yeah,
we actually made sushi rolls. Andrew, well, we were with Lisa and Tony, traveling Czech. Andrew and I made sushi rolls, and that was an experience. That's not something we would do at home. That's not something we would really kind of even pay to go do, I think, locally. But we did do it on the ship, and I mean, I thought they were good. Were they as good as like when you go to the restaurant? No, this is just because Andrew and I were. We didn't roll it right, but it was super exciting.
Yeah, well, we did the barbecue, or I did the barbecue, and then Lisa and I did the apple pie one. The only thing I wish they would do with the apple pie class is make it to where it was more towards the beginning of the cruise, because you get these 2 apple pies that you make the night before debarkation.
What are you supposed
you
to
make
do with
them? Well, you're supposed to eat them, but I mean, you've got these 2 big pies that you get late in the evening after you've already had dinner, and you're getting off the ship the next morning. So it's not like you can. I mean, we had like 2 pieces out of them, and then the rest of it went to waste.
Oh,
That's the second time that's happened. Whereas I just thought maybe it'd be nice if they could kind of put it towards the beginning of the cruise. You could have all that extra pie put in your refrigerator and snack on it throughout the cruise.
That would make sense. Because I can't eat an apple pie I could. Come on, let's be real. I could eat an apple pie in one sitting. Do I want to? No.
But there's so many food options on the Jubilee. I mean, I never found myself hungry. It was definitely, there was food everywhere.
Everywhere. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. I mean, like, I didn't realize that Pig and Anchor on 8 aft served breakfast.
yeah.
Yeah, we found that out.
They serve breakfast, and they have a free espresso machine.
We heard about the espresso machine.
Yeah, like it at night. Because I don't know if you guys remember. What was it like? the second to last night, it got super cold and rainy. Was it the second to last night or the last night? I can't remember. I think it was the second to last. The last night? Yeah, it got super cold, super windy, and I was outside doing my thing on 8, mid behind the Marina Bar, and I'm like, damn, man, a cup of coffee would be really good right now, but I don't want just a plain cup of coffee.
Right.
So I'm looking all over. Java Blue was closed. They said go to the Mermaid Bar. Mermaid Bar said no, we were not serving it at this time. It's like 11 o'clock at night. And they're like, nope, go to the Marina Bar. And I said, okay. I went to the Marina Bar. The Marina Bar had the coffee machine, the coffee cups. And I'm like, by the way, the Marina Bar can make you a cup of coffee, specialty coffee. They're like, oh, we just shut down the machine and we're cleaning it. I'm like, where can I get a cup of coffee? And they're like, well, go to Pick and Anchor. There's an espresso machine. I said, what? I walked over there. The machine was off. So I asked the crew member, I said, hey, is this coming back on, or where can I go get a cup of coffee? And he said, oh, yep. As soon as we open the line for food, we'll turn the machine back on. And sure enough, like 5 minutes before they started serving the food, they turned the machine on. I got a cup of coffee, put a little bit of hot chocolate in it, some sugar, and I had a nice cup of mocha coffee. It was nice.
Ooh, I have to remember that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can, and even if their machine is off at the Marina Bar, which is deck 8 mid, right there after you head towards the back, after you pass Pixels on the left-hand side, they'll give you a paper cup and a lid so you can go get coffee.
Oh, cool.
So you don't have to go and get it in a coffee cup like you get at Denny's and walk around with it, spilling coffee all over the place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
we're going back in July 4th. So that's definitely stuff I need to remember.
Where to get coffee late at night? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely a coffee drinker. I got people at work asking me how I can drink so much coffee and still sleep at night. And it's like, it don't affect me.
No, I can drink 3 energy drinks right now and I'll be asleep in an hour.
I'm drinking some right now.
I forgot to grab one from the fridge before I sat down. But yeah, I mean, did any of you guys eat at the sandwich place? What is it called? On deck 8?
Beach buns.
Beach.
No, did not.
That name was very, very, very well thought out. I did not get to eat a sandwich there. I did eat pizza at Coastal Slice. So that was nice. Bonsai teppanyaki. Yeah, I didn't get to eat there, but I liked the pizza. It was perfectly fine. Everybody's like, oh, it's not Pizza Pirate. It's not Domino's either.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
we thought it got better as the week goes on, honestly. Like, we thought in the beginning, like the first couple days, like we were like, oh, that kind of tastes a little different. But towards the end of the week, it kind of started tasting like Pizza Pirate. I don't know if it was just us or... I thought it tasted better towards the end of the week. That was just my opinion.
I mean, there were so many options to eat that I really didn't go to too many places more than twice. There might have been a couple that I stopped at twice, but most of them, because just so many different options. The pizza, buns, beach buns, and Java Blue, and all these other places, and Street Eats, and all these other places. Shebang and Cucina de Capitano. I mean, it's just so many places. And I normally eat maybe like twice a day. So if you go like the brunch, C-Day brunch or something like that, and then dinner time, and again, I mean, take a couple of cookies back to your room or cabin, and I mean, you're good to go usually, or I am at least.
Yeah. We would. So Chloe, that's what she thinks is part of the cruising. That's her deal. She goes to Camp Ocean, and then she thinks that it's either pizza or ice cream afterward. So anyways, we hit the pizza place up pretty frequently that week. I could have gone all week and never stopped by the pizza place and been okay, but Chloe insisted. So but no, it was good and it was convenient. The sandwiches were good. I thought they were really good. But too. I preferred, I'm going to be honest, I thought the buffet was good. I mean, We ate there a couple
Me too.
nights just to kind of quick and easy, and I thought it was good. I mean, normally we're not buffet people on a cruise ship. We're kind of like that's our last resort, but we thought it was really good. Shacks, we ate there a ton.
I think we got
It was like right
twice.
above us, though. It was easy.
It's funny how when you deal with people, some people hated the buffet. Some people loved it. I was like in the group that loved it. Some people love Shaq. Some people hate it. I mean, when you listen to people, that's why I don't even listen to people. Like when they give me, hey, here's my review of whatever. I don't even pay attention to it. You know, I try to go for myself and see, because just because you hate it doesn't mean I'm not gonna love it.
Right.
Yeah, reviews and opinions are subjective. You know, Shacks. I went late in the morning to catch some breakfast because I slept in a little bit that day, and had missed everything else. Plus, it was close to the the smoking area, and I was not impressed with that breakfast sandwich that late in the morning. But I will say the chicken that I asked for in addition to the sandwiches, that was really good. I loved the flavor of that chicken and the breading.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
So Andrew and I debated on that breakfast as well. He thought it was great. I told him I would have rathered McDonald's biscuits
Were your
over.
biscuits hard?
Mine was really hard. Andrew's was not, but mine was really like hard. Like maybe it'd been under a heat lamp for a little bit, and then had some like honey drizzled on it. Again, wasn't gonna complain or anything, but I just didn't love it. But Andrew had a really nice, warm, fresh one.
Oh,
So I mean, it was just kind of the luck of the draw. But the chicken was really good. But when we would go for like to get like chicken sandwiches and stuff, it was good. It was easy for us. It was real convenient. It was right above us, so we would just hop up and there we were.
what did y'all think of the MDR?
Only got there once, but the one time that we went, it was good.
I think I went twice. I thought it was decent.
We didn't go at all.
But see, I normally go towards. I had an anytime dining. I normally go towards the end, so it wasn't crowded. I didn't have a wait. It was very easy for me.
I went on both Elegant Nights and joined a family that adopted me. Thank you, Shirley and Chris, for adopting me. The first night we went, it wasn't bad. It was an enjoyable experience. I'm really not a big fan of the whole new menu, by the way. They took out alligator beignets. They took out bitter and blanc. I'm a little upset with that. Side note, you can find bitter and blanc in the dessert section of the buffet. For those who love bitter and blanc. The second night, they sat us all the way in the back by the windows, and there was a constant vibration on the floor. No, I'm not talking like I'm talking like it was like you were sitting in a massage chair the whole time. And it's right over the engines, or the aft engines, and you can see the trail of white water. So if you're going into the MDR, into the Pacific dining room, do not let them sit you at that big table in the back by the window. Unless you need a massage while you're eating dinner. It disturbed the whole table. Like after we put up with it for like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. But after about an hour, it was just like, what is this? And then you walk towards the front of the dining room, no vibration, no shaking, nothing. So I think it's right above the engines, and I think it was just transference of the movement of the engines. But if you're kind of sensitive to those kind of things, don't sit back there. Woo!
Yeah.
Those
Wait
times were kind of long.
Yeah.
That's what kept us from going. I think it was 130 minutes or something when we looked at one point.
Yeah, that's
we were
ridiculous.
No, we're good. We're okay. We're good.
I think I posted a picture of the wait time for the MDR.
That's
2 hours.
Yeah, it seemed like every time we checked in, with the exception of once or twice, it was like anywhere from 60 to 180 minute wait, and we're just like, yeah, we'll go upstairs.
Oh, and side note for those who don't know, another life hack, cruise hack. If you happen to be on the Jubilee and the internet shuts down, you can actually open up your Hub app and you cannot check in for dinner. But if you call guest services and ask for the extension to the dining room, you can call and check in instead of waiting in line to check in. So there's a little cruise hack for everybody.
Oh, cool.
Man, I wish I kind of known that New Year's Day.
Yeah.
See, there's people out there watching going, you can't call and check in. Yes, you can. You can call them directly.
So now here comes 500 calls to guest services.
Only do that if the internet goes down, people. Don't do that on the cruise. If your internet goes down and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't check in on the Hub app. Just go to your cabin, call guest service. And actually, I believe there's a list on the TV information guide, because that's where I saw it. And you can actually call the dining room. You can call the little hostess station, check in. And then just go on about your business for the next hour and a half, and then meet down there at the time you're supposed to be there.
What Blue Tune? What is the Sapphire Sparkle drink? I'm intrigued.
Ooh.
I didn't hear of this, so now I'm like, what did I miss?
Yeah, no, I don't know what that is.
Looks
No,
like
I think it's
everybody's
the
getting out their
Ocean Bubble.
notepads.
Right? I did get the Ocean Bubble, in which, I mean, the bubble was the whole reason I ordered the drink, and that was really cool at Dr.
Oh, the
Neat's.
one with the smoke in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't drink, but I saw those drinks and they looked really, really cool. I think on this next cruise, I'm going to hit Alchemy Bar and try their non-alcoholic offerings that they have, so I can be like everybody else and sit at the Alchemy Bar and be cool. My cool quotient's gone down in the last couple of years. I need to up it up. I need to pick it up a little bit. Now, so you guys, I assume you all three drink?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A little bit.
So what is this thing at Alchemy Bar that they have an Alchemy Society thingy? Do any of y'all know about it?
I haven't actually gone, no.
A friend of mine was telling me about it, that she needs to go and become, she's actually on, I don't know, she's on some ship out of New Orleans. I don't remember what it is because, well, it's New Orleans. It's not Galveston. Don't quote me on that. I'm just joking, Mr. Armstrong. Yeah, it's supposedly the Alchemy Bar has scrolling down, because she said she needs to go there and get her pin. Oh, it's a pin that you get. I know. You know what? I guarantee you Tess Allman knows, because I guarantee you that Tess drinks at the Alchemy Bar. Tess, if you know what I'm talking about, the Alchemy Society pin thingy, let us know. Oh, it's the Alchemy Bar Drinking Society pin. That's what it is. So,
I've heard of
How
it.
do you get it?
I don't know. I don't drink.
Oh.
But I heard is it true that there are pens at other bars too, like at Dr. Ink's and stuff too?
Dr. Inks does have pins, and I was not able to get one.
I know, I didn't learn about that until the end.
After they were sold out.
Yeah.
They were $10. I tried to get one.
Bill,
Oh, well.
did you get one?
No, I didn't know anything about it.
I didn't either.
I will say that, because y'all were talking about the getting it right thing. I believe that was Bill that was talking about that. I did like the walkability of the Jubilee over the Vista. The Jubilee is definitely walkable and walker friendly.
Yep.
It was not difficult to get to places.
I agree. I agree with that.
And man, them elevators were fast.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I had a problem with the elevator, and here's another cruise hack: if you're coming back on ship from a port and there's 50 million people waiting in that 20 square foot area for an elevator on deck 6, walk up 2 decks and go catch the elevator.
Yeah.
Walk up 2 decks and go to guest services and go to the elevator that's in the aft. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You'll catch an elevator. I didn't learn that until, let's see, the second port day. Yes, there was some little old lady that was climbing the stairs, and I was like, ma'am, do you need a hand? She was like, no, I'm going up to 8 to go to the back elevator so I can get up to my cabin. I said, you know what? I'm going to walk with you. And I
Yeah.
did. So, and that's the easiest way. But yeah, they're super small, but man, they're fast. They go super
Yeah.
fast. You're at your floor before you know it.
I agree with you on that.
Shall we talk about the casino?
Ooh.
Um,
Ugh.
I broke even.
Yes, we can.
I broke even. I don't know about my wife.
This is the first cruise in, well, since I've been like 18 that I did not gamble because I couldn't find when I would go there. It was really crowded in peak times when Camp Ocean was open and Chloe was there, and I'm like, hey, mommy's going to sneak up to the casino. It was so crowded and so busy, but I did hear that there were over 2,300 I guess casino offers on board on our sailing. So yeah, there's a couple of them here. But yeah, so I we loved our gambling on the Jubilee, but this is the first time since that I can ever remember that I haven't of being of age that I didn't gamble on a cruise ship. But it looked pretty.
It
Yeah,
did.
it was. I, li-
And
I
the
like that they have
free
the
area
two
is
smoke-
smoke free.
Yeah, and they had plenty of machines. Even though I understand about it being crowded, but that's going to be expected. Anytime you have, I don't want to say anytime, but anytime you have a lot of priority people on there, a lot of those priority people are gamblers. So the machines, a lot of the journey cruises, you want to see a ton of gamblers on that ship. And I thought they handled the crowd well. The drinks, they didn't take a extremely long time to come to you if you were sitting at a machine. They try to jam in too many machines, so you're like right next to a person, and you're back to back to a person. So there's really like sometimes it's hard to get through. But I thought they well designed. Plenty of space. Smoke doesn't bother me, so I didn't really notice the non-smoking versus the smoking. But they had I thought it was fine. Easy to get to, right in the middle of the ship.
Yeah, it was deck 7, and it's separated by the cashier's podium, cashier cage podium, or the casino host podium. I literally played for 30 minutes, about 1 a.m. just after midnight on New Year's Eve. Lost $250 in 30 minutes, and I was done. I went a couple of times for slot pulls for the groups. For the cruise groups, and looking around just gave me anxiety because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go find a machine. I'm gonna go play another $100, and I'm just like, there's no machines open. A couple of friends of mine were saying that if you went between 3 and 7 a.m., not a problem finding a machine. I do know my other friend who plays table games. She did verify that there was a sign-up sheet for table games. That's how many people were waiting for the table games, and I'm glad I don't pay.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But on the first cruise, it was crowded.
Mm-hmm.
But if I wanted to play blackjack, I was able to find a table. And in slot machines, I could find a slot machine. It might not have been the one that I wanted, but I could find a slot machine. They had a whole room of if people play slots, but a whole room for like just Buffalo slots. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was fine, but again, maybe your cruise was they had a lot of gamblers on that particular cruise where they offered a discounted cruise because people gambled and they just stayed packed because it wasn't that bad on the first cruise.
I heard from somebody, like I want to say it was Kendall, maybe Kendall Fire. It was somebody like Carnival, that there were like our sailing had 2,300 casino voucher, like. So, and that's fine. I mean, like I said, it was a beautiful casino. I will be back. And I probably could have tried harder, but I was just kind of like, well, I'm just not going to fight to give my money away this week. That's okay. That's okay, Carnival. You know me. I lost a lot on the Carnival Dream during my birthday week. So it's just a sign of this isn't meant to be this week.
Yeah, I was the same way.
Hey, Superman. I hope you're doing well. Hello.
I was not going to fight people or stand around for 45 minutes, an hour to get a machine to just donate money.
Exactly.
It wasn't
Right.
gonna happen.
Right. And I feel like on like us with the excitement of a new ship, like Carnival Dream, we've been on like 4 or 5 times. So it's nothing for me to hang out in the casino. I've seen the ship, it's fine, and I can hang out there all week and be happy, get my drinks and comp drinks and gamble. But I kind of found myself with the Jubilee because I was excited and then just looking at the new areas, and I was trying to be better about just taking in the space, I think, of the Jubilee. I think it worked out well for me. I wasn't upset about the casino. I mean, I wish I would have gambled a little bit, yes, but I do know Scott McNeil mentioned that Naughty hit the jackpot, and Naughty showed me the video of him winning. I don't know if he posted it on his page or not, but that was a pretty sweet jackpot. I really wanted to gamble after seeing him hit.
Also, if you're cruising on the Jubilee, since we're talking about the Jubilee, I believe, is the only ship in the fleet where if you have DOU or DOUE, you can walk right up to the bar in the casino and get a drink. You don't have to wait for your server.
Really?
Oh,
And I did do that several times, walking through the casino. I was like, man, I need a Monster. I go right up to the bar, give her my card, 0 balance on the ticket.
Nice.
And I believe it's the Jubilee is the only one that you can do that on.
Okay.
So if you're selling on the Jubilee, go to the bar in the casino.
I had that happen to me on the Spirit, where you go to the bar and they'll just serve you. But that was the only other ship, and I didn't even try it on the Jubilee. I wish I would have tried it now.
Yep. There was a guest that was, I was like, man, I'm sitting here waiting for this guy to come back with my drink. I've been waiting 37 minutes now. And she's like, why don't you just go to the bar? And I'm like, well, I have DOU and I'm not playing and you're not allowed to buy it at the bar. She goes, yes, he can. I said, what? I said, okay. So I walked over to the bar, ordered a Monster, handed her my card. She printed out a receipt, 0 for my Monster. I gave her a tip. Thank you very much. Right. And after that, I needed a drink. I walked right by the bar. Can I get a drink? So yeah, go to the Jubilee bar. Go to the casino bar on the Jubilee if you need a drink and your waiter's taking too long. That way, when you get up to go get a drink, I can have a machine.
Man, I wish I would have known that.
Yeah, so we got drinks without having to pay.
I know. I had free drinks in the casino. I didn't need them. That's okay. Sorry.
Well, and now you know, because did one of y'all say you're going back on the Jubilee?
Yeah, the July 4th cruise.
Oh, that should be a fun one. Kind of like New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we're actually in a room that we've never stayed in, but type of room we've never stayed in before, and that's the front balcony.
Oh.
On the very front of the ship. We're like right below the bridge.
Oh, okay. I see them now. There they are. I'm looking right behind your head.
Oh, okay. We saw a video on one of them, and it looks really interesting. But we're kind of excited to check it out, see what it looks like for ourselves.
Well, yeah, that should be an amazing time, and that is also a bucket list cruise of mine. What did you guys think about that Lido deck? Now, understand, I'm asking because I'm kind of partial to the Dream Class Lido deck, and a friend of mine was actually on the Breeze for New Year's Eve, and she posted pictures and videos, and I was like, that's a crap ton of people. And then I was looking at, our celebration on the Jubilee, and I was like, where's everybody at? Yeah. I think the Dream Class Lido deck is actually bigger than the Lido deck on the Jubilee.
It felt bigger on the Dream Class than it did on the Jubilee, for sure. I mean,
it's kind of an odd setup.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of weird. And then with, I don't know, I felt like Sail Away, it felt very crowded. I mean, it's always crowded on Sail Away anyways, but it felt smaller to me. But I think, I liked the Vistas actually Lido deck as well. I think I liked it a little bit better.
Yes, that was one of the things I did like about the Vista.
Yep, I like the Vistas Lido deck. But I mean, it was fine. I mean, we kind of did our New Year's, on deck 8, so that was fine. We had a good celebration there. I think Cruise Vet, who's in the chat, he was actually on the Lido deck during the countdown.
I was. The ice sculpture was nice. Another nice thing about the Jubilee during the New Year's Eve cruise was they had several locations where they were doing the countdown, which I thought was pretty cool. I was like, what? What do you mean there's other locations? What other party? What party did I miss? So that was pretty cool, I thought.
I think we were on the 3rd floor where they have the stage. The three different balconies. We were out there in the center. We were, I think, on the 3rd floor.
Nice.
Yeah, deck 8.
Nice. Yeah, because they were doing a big celebration right there in front of the screens, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Kendall and I think Lizzie. I think it was Lizzie. If you guys are selling on the Jubilee, make sure you go and introduce yourself to the Fun Squad. Hang out with those guys for a little bit. They're absolutely amazing. Super fun, super high energy. Kendall and her team are doing an amazing job on that ship.
They did a really good job.
Yeah, they did.
I loved how personable Kendall was. I mean, she had 6,000 people there to interact with and greet, and she still took her time to take selfies. We took several selfies with her. Anytime she saw Chloe, she'd kneel down and just kind of give, like that eye to eye of like, how's your cruise going? And just those little things I think we really appreciated. And we've always heard Kendall Fire was amazing. It was the first time for us to sail with her. But she was great. We enjoyed her in the Fun Squad. Yep, he was up there. Right?
Yeah.
Nice. So, what was your favorite part of the ship, Tony?
I like the Lido deck. I mean it would actually be a close tie between that and where deck 8 was, the stage, because the Lido deck we got to sit where you could look outside, since we couldn't look outside from our room. And then the next area was the sitting area there by the stage.
Jen?
It would help if I unmuted. We enjoyed right there by Dr. Ink's, that little sitting area kind of across from Dr. Ink's. We enjoyed sitting there. And we enjoyed deck 17. If you kind of went above Lido, and then I guess the opposite of the smoking section, the other side, it seemed like on the oh my goodness, guy's side, there was like nobody over there, so it seemed like it was pretty. You almost had like those nice lounge couches to yourself, and you could just kind of sit there and enjoy, like, the water and listening to Bolt, and that whole little area there. We liked it a lot. I'm trying to think of where else we hung out. We just enjoyed the ship overall. I mean, there was a lot of great little lounge, cove areas where like the group of us could kind of sit and chit chat about different things. I know one evening it was like Lisa, Tony, us, and Cruise Vet. We all kind of sat there and just on deck 8, and we're just kind of in this little chair area, and just, I mean, it was just nice. It felt nice to just kind of lounge around and be a part of the atmosphere, but kind of, removed a little bit as well.
Yeah, you could still hear it and hear our commotion, but they weren't so close that it was actually bothersome. What about you, Mr. Bill? What was your favorite area on the Jubilee?
Oh, I definitely love like Dr. Ink and the Golden Mermaid, but also in the chairs across from Dr. Ink. If you're facing Dr. Ink and the chairs across from it, on the right-hand side, there's a plug. So I would bring my laptop down there and work at a table and work at that plug. Also, Emeralds, the chairs, if you go all the way to the end from Dr. Ink, there's another plug there. So I used to go there. So I always hung around the Golden Mermaid and Dr. Ink and Emeralds and right around that area, just for that reason. Or walk up the steps and go to Alchemy Bar.
Yeah, my friend Jan, she's on the Dream right now. She actually worked in that area by Dr. Inks. If you're standing with your back to Dr. Inks, there's like a little hallway. There's a walkway that goes directly perpendicular to it. There's some gray like couch areas.
Yeah.
She took up one of those couch areas for like a whole day. Had her blanket, her pillow, and water, and laptop, and 2 other screens, and she was working. That's what she does. She works on her cruises, and I think she's got like 34 cruises this year. And she does that. She works from the ship. So I was like, man, I'm trying to get a job where I can work from the ship to my laptop. Well, that's great. You know, I had barring the places that I had to go enjoy my Vice. You know, I think that for me, deck 17 mid, above the Lido deck, closer to mid, there were loungers underneath the overhang. That was nice. That was nice. And I think that area, because I never really got to sit there, but there were days where I would go and I'm just walking around trying to find somewhere to just chill out and be away from people. But for me, it was always outside. It was always outside, you know, on either side of the ship, whether you're on starboard or port. And there's always loungers that were just empty. People were not sitting in them. Did any of y'all ride the Bolt?
Nope.
Andrew did.
I did on the Mardi Gras and Celebration. I didn't do it on this one.
You didn't ride it, huh, Tony?
No, I just never got around to it.
Well, I feel the need for speed, and if I ever go on an XL class ship again, it'll only be so that I can ride the roller coaster. I did find out, though, that if you are in the second car and you are going faster than the car in front of you, they will stop your car. I did find that out. So when you see people posting about having problems with the Bolt, it's not problems. It's actually a safety feature. For those that are watching that don't know, the Bolt is a roller coaster. It has a car with 2 seats on it. The person in front controls the throttle and the boost button. And it is super fast. And if you're going too fast in the second car and you're getting ready to catch up to the first car, it's going to stop you. It stopped me between the sport court and the funnel, right where it takes that 45-degree turn. And I was hanging over and I had a bruise on my ribs for about 3 days. But I didn't call Carnival and ask for a full refund of my cruise or $2 million in onboard credit. I did a little research and asked the people, hey, why did the car stop? And they told me. You know, they said, hey, you know, next time get in the first car and you won't have that problem. So if you're going to ride the Bolt, make sure, and you don't want to stop, make sure you're in the first car. But if you do the first car, make sure you're not going so slow that you stop the car behind you, because they don't want to stop either. You got to ride it, Tony. It's super fun.
I may do that this summer when we go back.
We need to give Tony a list of tasks, some homework to do when he gets back on the Jubilee. You got to go get a Dr. Inks pin too.
Yeah.
Gotta get
Yes.
Well, for some reason, this cruise, I was extremely tired. So I unfortunately did more sleeping than I wanted to.
I have a feeling January 20th when I get on for 9 days on the breeze, there's probably going to be a couple of days in those 9 days where I'm going to lay in my bed and I'm going to watch free movies. I did that a lot on the Jubilee too, by the way. They got a lot of free movies.
They really did.
Well, I think that's the biggest mistake a lot of people make. There's a ton of things to do, and you just run yourself ragged trying to do everything that you don't enjoy anything.
Yeah,
well, I enjoyed some, but yeah, there was a point where. Plus, I mean, you know, the couple of weeks prior to getting on that cruise was the anniversary of my mom passing away, and dealing with stuff here at the terminal and stuff here, you know, in Galveston, and I was just so busy that once I got on the ship, and I was just like, this thing's huge. This thing is huge. The first day I found the things that I absolutely needed to find. Food, food and drinks, and try to find out where the smoking sections were. And then I think by the fourth day, I was just like, we got back. I think that was a port day, I believe. And we got back and I was just, after dinner, it was like 9 o'clock. I felt like I was 90 years old because at 9 o'clock, I was just like laying in my bed, trying not to do anything because I was just so tired. But you are absolutely right, Bill. There are so many things to do that people really need to pace yourself. You're going to be on there for 7 days. Try to break it up a little bit, 3 decks per day. And you should be all right. Man, you guys are so fun. I like you guys. We need to do that again. We need to do this again. It's actually 22:35, and I worked at the terminal all day and had to get up at. I know. Every time I go, I had to get up at 6 o'clock. Somebody goes, "Well, I was up at 4 o'clock this morning, cutting the yard and painting the house." Well, I don't do that every day, so yeah, I'm a little bit tired. But I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you very much for including me into this broadcast. And I hope that we guys can, we can do this again sometime and work together on some things, maybe do some cross promotion. I am more than happy to, if you have links, like clickable links, send them to me in my messenger. That way I can actually post them on my front page. So that way they'll be listed on my front page and people can just go and click on them. And absolutely, if you are a subscriber of Mr. Smiley Face on YouTube, please go check out Embarkation Nation, Traveling Czech, and Warmstrong Adventures. Go follow them on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, AOL, whatever the site is. Go follow them. Bill, thank you for having me. Jen, thank you for extending the invitation. Tony, thank you for having me. I have to bid you adieu because I'm actually starting to get loopy. When I start laughing a lot, that means I'm getting really tired. So thank you guys. I don't know if you guys are going to continue this broadcast tonight, but I absolutely appreciate it. And I will absolutely make sure that my followers go and follow you guys because you are good people.
Oh, we appreciate that.
And
bye-bye, Mr. Smiley Face. Take care.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good evening.
You too. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Tony. Yes.
Anthony, when you click at the top there, it should give you an option to, I guess,
like the little green check mark?
Yes. That way you can end your stream and not.
It says stream. Leave studio.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that the one or stop cam?
No, leave studio.
Leave studio. Okay, well, I will bid you adieu.
All right. Good night.
It was good to see you. Good seeing you guys.
Take care. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure was.
I don't know if it's ended streaming on his. No, it's still streaming on his. Tony, you may have to end it for not all of us, but his little check mark there.
Well, I'm only seeing 3. Mine.
I'm not broadcasting.
Yeah,
so yours would be the E?
Yes.
Because it doesn't say whose is whose. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, just remove. Click on his and then click remove.
Yes. That way he doesn't have to worry about trolls or anything tonight.
Well, that's giving me all sorts of options.
Okay. Yep. It's ended for him.
It's ended for him.
Okay. All right. I just didn't want to delete him from since I hadn't done that before. I didn't know what I was really doing. Didn't want to end up deleting his.
You're good. No, you're good. It's a learning curve for everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, I was really I really liked the Jubilee. It was like I said, it was just the rooms were a lot smaller, not expected for us. You know, when we're used to of course, we're used to going to the balconies, and then I mean, we've only had a couple of times where we had interiors, and they weren't really that bad. But I mean, I could literally walk into ours and put one shoulder against the wall in the hallway, and not even expand my hand to the full length, and I was touching the other side. I mean, that's how narrow that hallway was.
See, for me, again, I spend so little time really in the room that the size of the room doesn't bother me, but the size of the bathroom, I would rather lose a little more room to the cabin and have more room in the bathroom. I literally felt like when I closed the bathroom door, I felt claustrophobic.
Yes, I agree with you. I'm kind of with you, Bill. I think it was I would have rather had a couple inches of the bathroom. I would have rather have less closet space and more
Yeah.
bathroom space.
Yes.
And I mean, as much as I loved how much closet space we had, I mean, I can live out of my luggage under the bed.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, because again, I don't bring. I mean, 7 days. How many clothes do you really need for 7 days? So
Wow.
I guess if you got 4 people in there, I guess because I guess they have to plan for 4 people. But no, I,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it was, but you know what? I'm glad I experienced the Jubilee. I'm glad that we went. I loved the Excel class. It's probably my favorite ship right now. I'm interested to see how things are going to change once MSC is in Galveston. I know we didn't really talk about it tonight. I was going to ask, but I'm wondering how that's going to be going with MSC and Norwegian and stuff in our future cruises. But right now, the Jubilee is my favorite ship. I mean, it was, and
Yeah.
I've always said the Dream is my favorite. So I feel like I really liked the ship. I liked the theming of it. I liked
Yeah.
I liked the layout. It kind of took the things I liked from the Vista, and it kind of took some of the things I liked about the Dream, and it kind of made it into one for me. There are some things I didn't like, but I mean, they definitely the good outweighs the bad for me on this ship.
Yeah, I definitely the Excel class ships. I just feel like Carnival finally, understood that even the Dream, it's Dream and Vista class. Vista to me was a little bit better, but it was like really there was just the same design, the same layout. The Blue Iguana is here, the Red Frog Pub is there, and I mean it just every ship, the back of the ship, the front of the ship, everything was the same. You could literally, no matter what ship it was, you could just go on and it's like, yep, I know where everything is already. And I like with the Excel class ships, once you learned it, it wasn't hard, but it was so spread out that it just felt different. You had a ton of places to sit down and have a drink, have a coffee or something, and I just love the way that's laid out.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
It kind of reminds me of what I think an Oasis class ship is like, with fewer things to do.
Yeah, I'm excited. I wasn't even going to mention Royal a while ago, but I'm excited to see the comparison between how we feel a year from now about Jubilee versus, Utopia, Encore, and World America. I think seeing those comparisons, I mean, I'm kind of excited to see how we're going to feel. As of today, right now, January 13th, I'm saying Jubilee is my favorite ship, but it
can change.
I watching the Icon come in this week and look at those 17 slides, 19 slides, and all the areas. I am excited for that. I'm excited to see how they raise the bar.
My only thing with that is, for me, I appreciate that for like younger families and things like that. I'm not doing any of those. So they can have 29,000 slides. If I'm not going down on them, it really doesn't mean anything to me. But the idea that they have that option for people, for things to do for people, Carnival is very limited as far as what you can do on their ships. You can do the boat, you can do some table games, some little exercise machines up on the upper deck, play some basketball. Yeah, that's about it. Then you're going to find a class, a cooking class, a whatever kind of class that they have. That's it. You know, they on from what I saw, like Allure of the Seas, you just have just a ton of different options. And if you do, you know, Royal a lot, it gets old hat to you too, as far as the things that you have. But you know, rock climbing walls, the flow rider, and all the other good stuff. And what's the air one where you float in the air and I mean, just
The
zip
iFly.
lining. There's just so many different things on, and not on every ship. But Carnival, it was like, yeah, they all had the same. Well, no, now we have the Red Frog pub. You know, it was like instead of Red Frog bar, you had the Red Frog pub, and that was the big woo. And I just felt like they took a big leap. Carnival took a big leap with this ship.
They did.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I mean, at least brought it into the current, brought them to the current. Like I said, it's interesting to see how these new to us, I mean, other cruise lines are raising the bars. It's interesting for sure.
Yeah.
I did like the mini golf being right there though, because while Andrew was riding Bolt, I was able to entertain Chloe.
Mini, but again, I mean that's Carnival. That's what they have. That you have mini golf, and on this particular ship, the only thing that's really different is the boat. You know, as far as entertainment,
Right.
you know, take
But I
away
like
the boat.
layout, because I would say like on the Dream and on the Vista, it's kind of like the water park, the splash pad, and the mini golf and stuff. They're a little more spread out.
Yeah,
And I did like how they were a little more condensed right there on deck 18, in my opinion, because it felt like the adult section was the adult section, and then we had the back of the ship, the aft, and that mid was the kid section with the ropes course and the bolts and the. So if my kid's over here screaming, I'm not interrupting somebody that's like a couple spaces down at the Serenity, like I felt on the Vista.
no, and the Serenity area on the Jubilee. Finally, I mean, how long has Royal had a separate adult area? Even though it was 16, that was kind of young, but they had the adult area with a swimming pool. I mean, it's like, you got a true adult area, and Carnival just caught on to that.
Right. I think they're kind of recreating that with the Havana space. We didn't see the Havana space. I know Cruise Vet I'm going to give him a plug. He's dropping some videos of his room tours and his areas there. So if you're not following Cruise Vet Adventures, if you're watching this and you're not following Cruise Vet, one, I would say do it because he's got the Havana area on the Jubilee. Two, he's an awesome guy, and he's great to have some red dragons with. Yeah, like it. I mean, I think they're kind of trying to recreate that, but the way they've kind of done that space as well, with like where you could see everything going on in their balcony areas, is kind of weird. But
that's the Havana. I mean, that's nothing personal, Cruise Vet. I'm looking forward to your interview or your video. But again, that balcony area that doesn't leave, go up to the edge of the ship, and people are like walking in front of your. What is that? I don't like it. And then the bar that they have, the Havana Lounge, well, anybody can go into that.
Right.
At least you have like your own pool area, so that keeps the crowd down. But it's almost like they tried, but couldn't. I don't know. Carnival, this is just behind.
Well, and I'm going to say the way our balcony room was, I mean, I could see, because there was kind of like we were kind of in the inside cove area, so I could see all those outer balcony. I could see everything everybody was doing for 4 decks, and then I could see my neighbors. I could see down below what you're doing. I could see the other little cove area what you're doing. But you're a peeper. That little cove area. I mean, you can see all kinds of balcony action.
Royal Caribbean. I mean, the inner balconies. That's the crazy one. I mean, now that one, I think they swung and missed on that one. Some people love them, but that's crazy. You sit on your balcony and you can see every balcony, every window right there. Or make sure everybody close your curtains, because I mean, when you look at these cameras now, and you got all these zoom lenses. I mean, my goodness.
We have an interior balcony on the Utopia, so we're going to be the ones kind of looking out and being like, "What's everybody doing?"
Well, I mean, all that means is you're going to keep your curtains closed.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, again, and it's like, well, why do I want a balcony that I can keep my curtain closed? When you have like a real balcony, the curtains are always open.
Yeah.
Well,
That looks for me.
I mean, we only closed our curtains when we were like changing, but for the most part,
Even like if I had a balcony on a regular balcony, I never closed my curtain. I guess somebody could look around like this, but again, I
Yeah.
never even closed my curtains. The curtain's never closed. But if I have an interior that overlooking Central Park or whatever, it's going to always be closed.
I can see that. We'll have a good shot of the carousel on the Utopia.
Just make sure you're dressed. It's funny how, you know, it's funny. I always laugh. And even when I'm, you know, talking to somebody about what I liked and what they liked and what I didn't like, what they didn't like, I don't pay attention, because it doesn't, and we were talking about this earlier, it doesn't really matter what you like. It only matters, you know, I can tell you what I didn't like about it and try to explain it to you, and you're like, oh yeah, you're right. Just like the balcony, the interior balcony. I say I hate it right now. I've never even been on one, but just looking at it, I don't like it. But you may get on it and say it was the best room ever. I can sit out on my what?
I can sit on my balcony and see what everybody's doing.
I mean, and that might be something for somebody to do. And I'm kind of just the opposite. When I sit on my balcony, I don't want anybody looking at me. I don't want to sit there, throw my feet up, and sit there. I can't tell you, but anyway, I don't want anybody looking in on my balcony. And
Crack me up,
I lose that, and I don't even go on a balcony now. Last time I had a balcony, I spent about 15 minutes on it.
So I've never seen the interior balconies. Do those just look on the inside of the ship?
Well, it's like a big empty void. It's like Central Park. So down here on the lower level is a park. Up 5, 6, 7 stories is just space between your cabin, empty space, and more cabins on the other side. So you got all these cabin balconies facing each other. So when you look out your balcony, you see 75 balconies.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say that reminds me a lot of some of the Disney hotels where they have the the balconies.
That's what I was about to compare it to.
I'm not using my balcony like that. I don't want to be out there drinking and people over there, kids playing on this balcony, the adults arguing on this balcony. I want my own little private balcony looking out at the ocean. But again, I could be wrong.
No, that's the whole thing with me, is give me a view, and I'm usually pretty happy. And like on the balconies, I like Lisa and I like to go out there in the morning and have coffee,
right?
Or in the evening, or whatever. Just sit there and watch the ocean, not have to worry about somebody peeping in on us.
Well,
right.
But that's what I'm saying on the Jubilee, the way the balconies are. Tony, you see like on your picture there, like in the aft area, kind of like that, underneath the funnel, how it kind of comes out and then dips in and then comes back out.
Uh-huh.
Well, we were on the 12th deck. We had one of those in kind of like inside that little cove area there. I could see those balconies below me and see what everybody was doing on deck 8, and then all those below. I could see all those that kind of stick out. I could see everything everybody was doing there. And then I could see everything on there, just sitting, like I didn't have to even lean over and look, like just sitting there looking the way our balcony was with that little cove area, we could see everything around us with those extended balconies. So if you like to sit out on your nightgown and you're in one of those extended balconies, yeah, everybody can see what you're doing on those balconies. So
what do you think it's going to be like on an interior balcony where you just got a whole row of balconies?
Well, it didn't bother me. I'm just saying that if you're somebody who, I sat out there clothed and just kind of was enjoying the morning. But if you're one of those who that is not what you like to do on your balcony and you like to kind of, go out in your nightgown or, whatever, I'm just letting you know on the Jubilee, you can see what people are doing.
That's where, again, I think hopefully Carnival is spending the time now. They're not going to build a ship for a little while, that they actually design a functional ship with other things to do other than the boat. Again, I have no desire. I mean, so now your biggest point of excitement is we have a roller coaster at sea. Well, I've done it twice. I don't want to do it anymore. Now what? Now what are you offering me? That you're offering me a bigger putt golf? They do
What
have,
about what about like those ships? Don't some of the ships have those deals where you can they've got the water shooting out and you can sit there on a board?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's Royal, the flow rider and
Flow rider.
rock climbing walls and pickleball courts and all. I mean, basketball courts. There's just a ton of things to do, and Carnival kind of fell behind as far as offering something different. They at one ship, the is it Horizon? They brought in a movie theater. Who in their right mind is going to pay top dollar to go see a movie on a cruise ship? It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I just didn't understand it. But then I go on
and it was like $16.
Yeah, top dollar to go to a movie. But then I go on Meraviglia and they got these, these video games, the futuristic video games. I forget what they call them, but like the realistic ones where you put the thing over your head and they have a bowling alley and they had the basketball courts and all this other stuff. And it's like, wow, there's a ton of things to do on this ship that aren't going to break your bank. But just the movie theater, again. But then they took it out. I think on Panorama they took it out. They took it out and put like a bouncy gym or whatever.
Didn't they do like a trampoline park or something?
The trampoline park, bouncy. That's what bouncy gym, like a trampoline park. But at least that's something somebody might want to try.
Well, that's what we did today. We took Chloe to the indoor trampoline park and let her jump her little heart out.
And I mean, it sounds like I'm bashing Carnival, but I'm not. No. I love Carnival. That's when I've been on most of the time. So I love Carnival. I just want them to come up.
But I think we're talking about, and I kind of want to bring this point up too. I think we're above average cruisers, right? Like your average cruiser in Texas. I'm going to say Texas, Louisiana. We are used to the Dream, Vista, Breeze. And so for the Jubilee coming to Texas, I think is a huge deal. It was a huge deal. It is a huge deal because that is a big ship for Carnival in this area. Now, I think for those who are able to travel and maybe do above average cruising, it's just another ship, just like Mardi Gras Celebration or Oasis classes. But if you look at like Galveston, I mean, you've got Harmony of the Seas and Royal's doing a good job, but we're just now getting MSC and the Viva and in some of these things, right? So I think it's a big deal for the Texas market, and not trying to say anything, but I think if like the West Coast was to get a big ship like this too, I think it would also be very well received because, I mean, Florida, if you're comparing it to all the Oasis class and stuff, it's not a big deal. But that's just kind of I think we just need cooler ships here in Galveston. And I think this really is a good start.
The problem you have is you're just very limited as far as where you can go.
Right.
And you're, just very limited. West Coast, you're limited. You're not going to Hawaii. You're not going to Brisbane. You're going to the Mexican Riviera. You're just very limited. And that's the biggest problem with having like the brand newer ships. Yes.
And that's our frustration with Galveston in general. Looking at Tropic like it's hot. Yeah, let's do it. And then it's like, it's going to Roatan, Costa Maya, and Cozumel. I'm like, we literally just did that last week. I mean, we sound spoiled, but like literally just did that last week. MSC's coming. Yeah. What's the itinerary? Roatan, Costa Maya, Cozumel. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I mean, you guys may love it, but again, it's like, cool. Oh, and by the way, if you go in the wintertime, the first 2 days is like leaving New York. It's just cold. You can't do anything outside.
I'm just saying, I'm like, I was all excited, and I'm like, then I look at the ports. So I think for me, if I'm going out of Galveston, just me personally, I'm gonna have to start looking at better ship functions and things to do on the ship, because I'm not getting off in Costa Maya, and I've done almost everything I enjoy in Honduras, and Cozumel's Cozumel.
You're right.
Well, and that's why, you know, a lot of cruises that I'm booking now are they're for a purpose. It has nothing to do with the ports. I'm you know, people ask me now, it's like I have no clue where my cruise ship is going unless I specifically pick the cruise. I know when I come in February, I got a 15-day cruise leaving out of Long Beach. It's going to Hawaii, but I picked it because it's going to Hawaii. You know, I wouldn't if I wasn't going to Hawaii. I mean, am I really going out to Long Beach to go to, you know, Ensenada and Cabo San Lucas, and I mean, it's still different.
To me, that sounds more exciting than Honduras, Rotan,
Because you've done it so many times.
Costa Maya, and Cozumel right now. I mean, I seriously, I was so excited for like the itinerary for MSC, and then again looking at Norwegian and then the Tropic Like It's Hot Harmony, and I'm like, can we get new ports? Can we please get new ports?
But even, I mean, again, I'm going back to bashing Carnival. Why do I like Carnival so much? But even Carnival, leaving out of Galveston, and basically you're telling me, oh, well, I was so excited about the food options and the bars. Really? You got this ship and you're Dr. Inks? I mean, they could have. But again, instead of something offering something, and again, you know, whatever it is. The promenade, the Central Park, where it's like a park there. You know, I mean, just something different. And I just think, you know, that it's going to get tiring as far as Jubilee leaving. And I don't see myself doing Jubilee a lot because I know it's going to 3 ports. At least with the Mardi Gras, you got the Eastern and Western. So if you did a back-to-back, you're going to 6 different ports.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Keisha.
Hey, Keisha.
And that was just my point. I mean, we liked the Jubilee. Chloe loved doing the mini golf. It's great for us as a family with a small child. It's great for us to do a getaway and then don't have to pay $1,200 for flights like I do to go to Florida. I mean, it was
that's where it's handy for you guys.
That's handy for us. Because I'm going to tell you, the next 4 cruises we're flying, and each flight is about another $1,200. $900 if Southwest is doing a really good deal for us round trip. So,
and you know, I understand that, but again, how many times are you going to hit the same ports, and how many times are you going to board a ship to go to Dr. Inks?
Exactly.
You know, and again, I don't, you know. Well, here's a new ship coming in. Where are they going? Same port, huh? I mean, but at least MSC, they have a few different things on the ship that you'd want to see, whether you do them or not. But you would like to see it and see the new ship. But after a couple of times, it's like I'm done with this one too.
Well, and that's kind of how we feel. Like Tropic Like It's Hot. If we cruise on that one, it's going to be solely for the individuals, the group going on that cruise.
Yes.
And to check out Royal, you know, and it maybe, you know, because we'll had just gone on Utopia, so to kind of see what the older Oasis, I guess, is. MSC, it would purely be because it's a coming out of Galveston, and we know there's going to be hype and a lot of fun, and we want to get to know.
Oh, you saw that, huh?
I did. I did not, Keisha. I did not know that, but I'm going to go check that out. Thank you.
Sweet.
But that kind of made me happy. Thank you, Keisha. Keisha always makes me happy. But yeah, like, I mean, again, with MSC, it's going to be to check out that ship and the excitement of it leaving out of Galveston and stuff. But I mean, can we just like build an island? Is there not any islands off somewhere else that we can do something else with? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just over just cruising to the same ports over and over and over again.
Right.
And
Us two
You know,
cruise
I,
boats.
I want to do things, different. Go, hit Japan, hit Australia. Does it cost more? Yes, but it's a different experience. I mean, do you really want to go? You pay twice, and go pay twice to go to Honduras, Cozumel, and Costa Maya, or pay once and take a 14-day cruise through the Panama Canal.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
hit Colombia, hit Costa Panama or something like that. And I see, I'm getting to the point. I'd rather do that unless it's like a group cruise where I want to see people. I booked. What did I book? Oh, Margaritaville. Going leaving out of Tampa, the newer ship. But that's because Edna and Life with V they're going to be on it. And I've always been saying I want to get on ship with you, and they're doing one on that. So I booked that just to cruise with them. I have no desire to cruise out of Tampa. I don't even know what ports it's going to. Probably Cozumel. I mean, we know about where. Yeah, it's a 4 or 5 day cruise, so probably it's Cozumel and Nassau. So.
Well, and that's kind of, I mean, like I said, we're kind of booking for more. I mean, Alaska, that's different.
Yes.
We're going to the ABC Islands, that's different.
Yes.
I mean, for Utopia, we booked for the people and the ship. And
Yes.
Norwegian, we're going to different ports as well. We're going to the British Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, some of that. So those are going to be different experiences for us. So we're excited for that. But man, like I said, like Tropic Like It's Hot. If we book that one, it's going to be solely based because the people who are on that ship and not the ports. And then MSC, for MSC, the price, Cruise It has a great point. The price there, Andrew, I think was telling me it's like $1,600 or something for the three of us for a balcony. When he was pricing it out, and that's without the internet and alcohol package. I think it was like, a little bit more if he did that. Maybe, I could be wrong on the pricing on that.
Yeah, well, I'm actually looking at those because even though it's going to be some of the same ports, if not the exact same ports, it'll give us a chance to actually experience a different cruise line.
Yep.
Well, I mean, again, and the thing with Carnival, and I enjoy it, but it's the same thing over and over again. The sail away party, the wobble, and all, I mean, just everyone is the same. Well, it's like it would be nice if they let the cruise director, do their own kind of thing. Nope. Here's the white party. Here's the 80s party. Here's the rock and roll. I mean, it's every ship is.
But if you took those away, you would see John Held addressing somebody mad because they took away the wobble, and that's what they look forward to in their 19 cruises this year is doing the wobble.
But every cruise ship, they play the same songs. It's like, I understand. Just mix it up. Have a Motown night on this ship, but have a rock and roll one on this ship. Don't have everything the same. So every cruise is the same. Right. The second night is lobster night on every cruise. I know it makes it easier for a company to be, a little cookie cutter organization, but my goodness, you hate going on a cruise because you already know what's going to happen and what night everything is, and it's the same party. Go to the veterans thing, that they have on the ships. I think they use the same speech with the same jokes, and it's like I'm listening. I'm like, huh. Yeah. The last cruise director said the exact same thing.
I think that we are people above the norm, Bill. We are people who most people don't go on 5 cruises a year. Most people go on maybe once a year, if every other year. Like I think we are a little above the norm to where we are. How spoiled does it sound to be like, Cozumel again, St. Thomas again? Like, some people are like, really? I mean, I think we're above the norm here, and that's but I agree with you.
But you can pick a cruise with different ports. But a Carnival ship, they're all set up the same way. And I'm telling you, go to the Veterans Appreciation, they're telling the same jokes.
I haven't watched
I
it.
mean, it's like you could have different ships and have different things on the ship, but it's even like Carnival ship. This Texas-based ship. What was Texas-based about it?
It has a star on the front.
I say that's crazy. That's not Texas-based. The celebration was more of a themed ship because they had the Miami bar, what was they call the area? Miami 420 or whatever it was. Maybe not 420, but whatever. I mean, they tried it and colored it up, but it's the exact same.
Yeah, where's the Longhorn Saloon?
I mean, have something different. Throw a Texas-based restaurant up there and take one of your restaurants out and throw another restaurant up there. Well, right, they gave out cowboy hats on the first day or first cruise or two, but I mean, it just drives me batty.
There was more country music in
there was a little bit more, but again, you go to the dining room and here comes the Bruno Mars. Here comes just over and over. The ships could change up. And I know you want interchangeable parts. So, hey, if this waiter leaves this ship and goes to another ship, they don't have another entertainment thing to learn. But my goodness, the same shows, Celestial Strings and all that, you got to mix them up. Even Royal, at least they have, like, on different ships, they have different shows.
I agree with you. You know, they could have had, like, you know, I guess more like a steakhouse. In the steakhouse, it could have been more like a Longhorn Steakhouse, like you said, or Texas de Brazil or something.
Or called something the Country Dinner and Playhouse.
Or Texas Roadhouse Rolls.
Oh, wait a second. On the celebration, we have the Golden Jubilee, but now it's called the Golden Mermaid. And look, the wall has different wallpaper. It's like you could have made it. You could have made it Texas something, and had Texas-based drinks or a bar with, you know, whatever liquor company is in Texas. Had that. I mean, just so many things you could have did if you wanted to brand the ship to Texas.
I think that's a good idea. I think you need to write Carnival and let them know.
No, I think it's too much money. They need cookie cutters. So when they leave one ship and go to another ship, there's no training involved. It's like, hey, here's a floor plan. Well, you don't really need one because everything's in the same place. But I don't know, and especially like being down in Galveston, you're going to the same ports. It has to be something different with the ships. If you want me to come back to Galveston, you got to do something with your ship. You got to. Because I know what ports I'm going to, which means I'm probably not getting off the ship. You got to do something with your ship to make me want to come down there. Have a country hold down. Whatever it might be.
Texas two-step lessons.
They did have that.
Oh, I didn't.
They had that in a Havana bar.
And they had tailgate too. They had like a Texas tailgate. They had like a first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. I know on our sailing is where some people were getting their cowboy hats.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, and because I cruise Carnival so much, maybe other cruise lines are just like that. But when I look at Royal and I hear people talking about Royal, they tell me about the different classes and what's different between the ships. Carnival is I hear very few people talk about what's really different about the ship.
That's what I'm saying about Icon. I'm excited. I know you don't care about the water parks and stuff, but I'm excited to see the changes that Icon. I mean, they have a dog on there. I mean,
right.
I know that sounds very like maybe millennial of me or whatever, but I was like, a dog? Oh, can we like pet him? Do we get to throw the frisbee with him? Like, what do we get to do with the dog? Like, it was exciting. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was cool. It was different.
Keisha, how many Carnival cruises have you been on? Think about your sail away party. It doesn't matter what ship you were on. It doesn't matter what port it left from. It all had the same thing, and you had the dance contest in the middle, and they did the same thing. They got an old person, they got a young person, they got this. They do it the same on every cruise. All I'm saying is mix it up, mix it up just a little. But if you've been on 4 cruises, and if they've all been Carnival, every sail away party was the same. And people say it's lit. It's the same.
Would you want them to bring back like the belly flop contest?
Anything.
Okay.
Just something different. So every cruise is not the same. Just like, we get on a cruise. Hey, you're the greatest cruise of all time on your cruise. No, you're the greatest cruise of all time. The 3rd cruise, man, you're the best cruise. And again, I understand that's what they do, but they played the exact same songs in the exact same order with the exact same jokes.
You were the cute Christmas cruise. You were the cute Christmas cruise.
Well, again, that was different, and the menu was different, and we appreciated that. But even 4, with 4 cruises, Keisha, I would like if I go on 4 MSC cruises, I'm about to go on my 2nd one. If they have the exact same songs, the exact same plays, the exact same music, I'm gonna be highly disappointed. And that's where Carnival, it's cookie cutter. Whether you're on the Spirit or the Jubilee. Switch up some stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be okay with getting a tattoo on the cruise ship. I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean, but again, and my thing is, it's not like one ship being the same. It's every ship being the same. That's my only thing. It's not the one ship. It's every ship being the same, and that's where I run into the problem with Carnival. They had like every ship doing the same thing, and the same production shows. Carnival on the Jubilee, they did bring out 2 new production shows. However, they weren't complete when I went on the ship, so they were still working them out. But it's just something different. That's all I'm saying, people. Just something different.
Right.
I would have loved and I mean, I know you got a steakhouse on it, and you probably got it branded Fahrenheit 555. But could you imagine like a Western themed Texas steakhouse instead of that steakhouse?
Right.
And just branded all Texas style, and the people coming out to greet you are, in the cowboy gear. I mean,
Dallas Cowboys.
You're branding the ship to Texas.
Yeah,
you want to be Dallas Cowboys gear, like in Jersey?
Doors.
Again, but I would understand that if you're on the ship and you're playing Dallas Cowboys, I may not like it, but I understand it. I mean, again, they didn't play the Lions, and I was mad at them, but I understood it's leaving out of Texas, so everybody on the ship wanted to see the Houston Texans, who they won today. I'm about to say they got thumped. Miami got thumped today. I understood that you're in Texas. That makes sense. Leaving out of New York, and everything's New York. I got you. But MSC, they had every football game on, and each bar had a different game. So you go watch your team in a different bar. And if your team wasn't at a bar, so they had, like, let's say they had 5 bars, so that's or 5 bars, so that's 5 different games. If your game wasn't at one of those bars, you could go back to your room and watch it in your room. And I mean I love that. Instead of here, we have to have the feed from whatever port we're leaving from. We're leaving from Miami, so here's our Miami feed. We're leaving from Galveston. We got the Dallas or the Texas. Cruise vet. I saw them. Flacco went Flacco on them today. But again, I understand that probably that would be a lot of work to do that. but they're definitely reading from scripts, and they're definitely if you ever go on a back-to-back, you'll see that every cruise is the same. So now if every cruise is the same, well, now you got to make the ports different. Leaving from Texas, the cruise is the same and the ports are the same. I just don't see myself coming down to Galveston too many times, unless it's a group cruise and I want to see you guys. But I love that idea. Oh, here's the ABC Islands. Oh, here's Bermuda. Oh, here's San Juan. Or here's whatever. I see that you have options,
right?
And Galveston.
Yeah, unless you're like cruise vet, you're on that 14-day on the Miracle.
Every now and then you get that one here, one there, where it's a little different. Seattle's the same way, and Los Angeles is the same way.
Yep.
Jacksonville, they got the Elation. It's a 5-day cruise, the same thing. It's going to the same ports over and over and over and over again. And then you wonder why nobody wants to go to Jacksonville. Well, the ship is 30 years old, but
same thing with Sydney too. If you look at the Sydney cruises, it's like
it's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'm cruising out of New York, and my first stop is Miami. You really think I wanted my first port to be in Miami? I had a great time. I met that station fun and all that. But do you really think I wanted my first stop to be Miami? My first port? If it wasn't the destination fun, I wouldn't even got off the ship. I'm glad I did. But again, I wouldn't have.
But cruise vet, I'm even noticing there's all doing that bye. I said bye. Like,
yeah.
There's a couple of them doing that.
Thank you. See, cruise vet, he gets it. He gets it. I mean, the cruise director. I think we put too much. People that like Carnival put too much emphasis on the cruise director.
I don't know. I was watching a sail away party with Norwegian Encore, and it did not look exciting. I can't wait to see what it's like. Maybe it was just a bad week, but I in March that's one thing I plan on checking out, because it didn't even look like everybody was in the Lido, and they have like this little like triangle. I think my deck patio is bigger area the cruise director was on, and I was like, is that the cruise director? Is this what we're doing? Encore? Okay. But maybe it was a special sailing that day, but
well, Keisha, I'm leaving out of Jacksonville. I want to say I think that's the cruise that Edna's World and Life of V are doing. I'm leaving out of Jacksonville. But again, it's not the ship and it's not the ports, it's the people. So I mean, even like you okay, you'll see what I'm talking about, Keisha. Keep cruising with Carnival. And everything is always the same.
But at Carnival, if you still want to send me on a cruise on the Jubilee,
I'm going. But again, it's like, you ask me right now, my next Carnival cruise, where am I going? I have no idea. I don't know. Why? Because it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter. The sailaway party, I honestly don't even like going to the sailaway party anymore, because I could use a sailaway party from a cruise from 3 times ago and use it on a cruise that I'm going on, and you would know the difference. If it was the same class of ship, you wouldn't know the difference, because the same music, the same jokes, the same dance contest. I mean, you just wouldn't know.
That's true.
I don't know. I mean, I thought Lele was a little different than Kendall.
She was fun. I mean, she played Prince music. Honestly, she played Prince music more, so I enjoyed Lele more. But again, Kendall Fire and Lee Mason, they were both fun. They both were personable, approachable. So I enjoyed that. The Flying Scotsman. Now he actually did a show. So he was a cruise director, but he would do a show. Yeah. And he was unique. I always, when I talk about cruise directors, I think he was unique, and he's my favorite cruise director because he was unique. But all the other ones, they I'm on the radio and Carnival. They come into your room all the time with all these announcements. Stop with all the announcements. But anywho, they all come up with their little catchphrases, and that's the big thing. The little catchphrases, their little sign offs when they're doing their little speech, trying to get you to go buy something.
Right.
So I know I must sound like somebody who's cruised too much, but when I go on a new cruise ship, it's like a breath of fresh air because I don't know what to expect. And maybe the other cruise lines are just like that.
So you're going on MSC in a couple weeks, right?
Yes.
Which is it, Seascape or
Seashore?
Okay.
And I'm hoping they got different shows on it. I went on Meraviglia. I'm hoping they have different shows on it. I'm hoping maybe like the dance parties are different. I'm hoping they have different options, and not necessarily options that I have to pay for. But if I have to pay a little bit for it, I would. But
Are you taking ketchup?
Say again. Now that was just ridiculous. But again, that would be like something that if every ship for MSC you had to bring your own ketchup, I mean that's a big no. But no, I'm not taking ketchup because I don't feel like I should have to take ketchup. So that's just the principle of the thing.
I was just curious. You're stopping
Yes,
by
Keisha.
ketchup.
Keisha, I have been on the Elation, and I enjoyed it. There's really nothing. Even the older ships, I don't mind the older ships. I like the bigger ships because there's like more food options and more space to kind of stretch your legs out, so to speak. But I like the Elation. Was it Elation? No, I think it was Paradise. So I make Lele, but I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the Elation. But what I don't like is that everything is the same as every other Carnival cruise ship, and that means that the Cellaway party is going to be the same, and they're going to have a dance contest. Then they'll have 3-4 people come out there, and then they're going to have the DJ play a song for each person, and they got to dance to that particular song. They're going to have a young person, they're going to have an old person, they're going to have a person. So, and it's just every cruise, it's the exact same. And all I'm saying is just mix it up.
Yeah.
The Cellaway parties, half the time, the Cellaway parties, nobody's even watching the Cellaway. They're just out there dancing, and the ship is selling off, and nobody's enjoying the actual Cellaway. But because I go on a lot of cruises, okay, and I'm going to stop talking after this. Because I go on a lot of cruises, I always prefer finding a place and actually watch the ship sail away. Grab a drink and watch the ship sail away. I had so much fun going down the Mississippi on the Glory and just going down the Mississippi. You can keep your sail away party because I can tell you exactly what's going to happen.
It's funny you say that because on the Dream, I told Andrew something very similar to that. I'm like, you run up and go get some content. I'm going to finish unpacking the room, and I'll kind of glance out as we sail away.
I mean, it does the same thing. The Diamond Platinum party, it's the same party every time.
Well,
and then they show the video of all the ships and yell, whatever ship you've been on. I go down there because they give out free drinks.
Some of us are not cool enough to get invited to the Diamond Platinum party.
Will be. And after the second one, you'll be like, yeah, where's the free drinks at?
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm not that cool yet.
Well, go to the veterans. Go to the veterans thing, and you hear the same jokes. And I wasn't in the service, but if I was, I'd be in the Marines. Then they go, oh well, if I wasn't in the service, but if I was, I'd be in the Air Force. They just tell the same jokes over and over again. The thing that gets different about the veterans appreciation is they allow the veterans to get up and talk, so the veterans will get up and tell their stories, and that would be different. But every joke that the cruise director, everything the cruise director says, they're reading off a script, and they say the same thing every time. And I don't know if you've been to a comedy show where they tell the same joke over and over and over and over and over again, Well, that's what this is. That's what that is. The Cellaway party. I don't know what dance party you've gone to that they played the exact same songs in the exact same order on every cruise that you went on. Well, that's what Carnival's like. That's why there's certain DJs that are like DJ. What's his name? Q. DJ Q on Celebration. He puts on a show. He puts on a DJ show. There's no other show like his out there because he goes out there and he puts on a show. He scratches, he mixes, he sings. He puts on a show being a DJ. I appreciate that. Whew.
Yeah.
Do you feel better, Bill?
I do.
Okay.
But Keisha, and now imagine the writers writing the same script for every movie. See, you have writers. Here's a drama. Here's a comedy. Here's a love story. There's different stories. So there's writers writing. They have a writer that writes for the everybody the same show. And that's what they need to mix up. That's what they need to change. And I guess maybe people like repetition or just things they're familiar with. I prefer to have something different. I would prefer not knowing exactly what's going to happen on what night the rock and roll party is going to be.
Red Dragon.
Red Dragon, always trying to start stuff.
Yeah. You can tell when I read his comment too. He's probably sitting at it. He's probably laughing right now because he knows when I read his comment about banter with Bill.
No, I'm just going off and just. But again, it's certain things. See, I was about to get going off on the name I don't speak anymore. Calling me antisocial. I come up there and.
I'm just saying. Red Dragon.
Red Dragon. See, and Red Dragon is such a good guy. I mean, he is just a good guy. He finds the best in everybody.
Bill, he was telling. I can't express how good of a guy Cruise Vet is because I think he would do things that I'm like, oh, you thought that nice. You were going to be that nice and an amazing human, and then I start to question my own self. I'm like, well, I should be more like Red Dragon over here because he's obviously a good guy.
Well, he's going to heaven. I'm not. Yeah. Bill, do you remember how you felt about this and about that?
That's okay, Bill. Well, I'll see you there, and I'll bring some drinks.
Well, but again, that's why again I can't change Carnival, but I can go to different cruise lines and I can pick different cruises, and that's what I'm trying to do now. No, you're just a good guy. You're not a sucker. You're just a good guy.
You're a good guy. So for those of you who have not cruised with Cruise Vet, he is. I mean, when you cruise with Cruise Vet, he does his own. He's kind of how Bill antisocial. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Cruise Vet. He does his own thing. But he's a good cruise companion. He's fun. He chats. He's respectful. He's a good guy. He's who you want to cruise with. If Cruise Vet ever comes out with a group cruise, we'd probably go because he's just a good guy.
Yeah,
very friendly. If you're not subscribed to Cruise Vet Adventures, I'm gonna say you should be.
Please do.
And if you're not subscribed, and Cruise Vet is working. Okay, I got to give out some shout outs. Sorry, Tony. Hijacked your show. I got to give out. Cruise Vet is working on his watch hours. So please, if you're thinking about subscribing, please subscribe to him. But also just kind of run some of his Jubilee videos because he could use the watch hours. Also, Bamanola. He's working on his subscribers and his watch hours. So go check him out. He's doing some good things over there. in controversial cruising. He's trying to get to his sub count goal. So give him a shout out too. Okay. Sorry, Tony. And Tony forgot his watch hours and sub count.
Yeah.
But you're already here, so you know he's great. So okay, sorry. Oh, Bill, my camera did the thing again.
Went blurry.
No, you just had some drinks. Those red dragons are kicking in.
Uh-oh.
I'm joking. It's my camera.
That'll do it.
One of the things about going back to Cozumel is they've got some tequila there that we like getting whenever they have it. Because that's all.
Well, I mean, and again, it takes a while before you get tired of different, of ports, because you try different things. But I'm talking more when you go to the Caribbean, you can go to different ports. So let's say you go to 3 cruises this year, where you could hit 9 different ports. The problem with leaving from Texas is if you leave Texas, you're going to hit probably at the max of 4 ports, and that's going to be it. So how many cruises are you going to do out there and hit the same 4? Would you do 3 or 4 cruises out of Texas and hit the same ports? Unless you had like different ships. It would just be tough. Unless it was a group cruise, it would be tough for me at least.
I mean, it's what I kind of liked about the Dream is it did have the, like Nassau, Key West itinerary. But even we've done that one a couple times now. And then there was Grand Cayman, Jamaica. But I don't see it as often as I used to. But yeah, I'm kind of bored of Honduras. I didn't even get off in Costa Maya or Cozumel. Well, I didn't feel good in Cozumel, but Costa Maya, I told Andrew, I'm like, get off, take Chloe, take some pictures so she can say I was here, and I'm going to work, get a couple hours in.
Well, I mean, again, you go to Cozumel, make sure you go to Paradise Beach, Mr. Sancho's. How many times?
Oh, that was our first time to Sancho's, so it was pretty good. But I see what you're saying. If you do it over and over and over again.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm the same way. The reason I stay on Carnival because I get it such a good price. But I would not pay. I would not keep paying to go to the same ports over and over again. And I'm afraid if I lived in Texas, that would be my problem. Because I couldn't just do the same ports over and over again. I still would have to fly to, and again, if you fly now, you're talking added expense, so you got to cut down on your cruising. But now it's like of my cruises coming up now, MSC Seashore, Margaritaville at Sea. I have 15 day to Hawaii. I have a 16-day Panama Canal. I have a 29-day to hit Japan and Alaska. My cruises aren't the same as these, the same cruise, that you're going on down here, because I can't do it anymore. It's just repetitive. And when it gets so bad, again, I don't even ask what port it's going to. The Edna's World. She told me she's going on Elation. Didn't even ask where it was going. I didn't. I mean, they probably said it, but I didn't know because it doesn't matter because I know about where they're going. And if drop it like it's hot, leaving out of Galveston, why do I need to ask you where it's going? We pretty much know where it's going.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just trying to do something different.
Well, and we're kind of in the same boat. The thing is, though, is boy, some of these other cruises are expensive. I got real used to those $100 on the Dream.
Yes.
To Nassau and like I said, Cozumel and stuff. So when we're going to new ports, yay! We're going on NCL, yay! But then it was like 3,600.
But what you have to do is, and I know you don't want to. I know it's more expensive. That $100 deal, leave out of New York one time.
Yeah, and that's what we've talked about too.
I mean, leave out of North Carolina or whatever. Those leave. Just stop doing the same ports, and for me it keeps the excitement in there. The MSC, when I went on MSC for the first time, I was so excited to be on the ship that I didn't really mind that much. I didn't have ketchup. I did. I complained about it, but I really enjoyed it. To me, that was the best ship I've ever been on. Other than food options.
See, I'm excited. I'm excited to see your experience on this one too.
Well, when I go on Allure in April, and it's a 4-day cruise on the Allure. But I plan to be astounded by how much there is to do on that ship. I think what's going to bother me with it is going to be you want a hamburger from Johnny Rockets? Well, that's going to cost you. You want some ice cream from this? Well, that's going to cost you a little bit too. So I think the kind of nickel and diming me is going to bother me, but the option is there for me to have that. And Carnival, after the food options, after the guy's burger, there's not a whole lot of options there.
No.
There's Bama.
Hey, Bama.
I live in Texas. Yeah. I mean, Texas, Galveston Port's easy for us. And that's why we cruise out of it so often. It's easy. It's a 3-hour drive. I can have my 100-pound luggage where I overpacked. And I'm just kidding, but kind of. But it's just easy to throw it in the car, go, and we know the pattern. Like, we know the drive. We know it's 3.5 hours. We know our stops at Buc-ee's. We know what hotels we like, and then we get on the ship. Like that familiar. We know what we want. And with with us flying to Miami in a couple of weeks, it's having to reshift how I do a lot of things for cruising, which is good. It needs to happen.
Have you ever cruised out of Miami before?
When I was like 15.
Oh, but 20, okay. So you haven't done it since you were 15. But okay. Doesn't it feel more exciting though?
It does, and that's what I'm saying. Like, but there's excitement, but there's also some ambiguity there, like that, like, how we get. Well, like Andrew and I, we changed our flights yesterday, or Friday. So, wait, yesterday was Friday. We changed our flights yesterday. We were flying out of Fort Lauderdale. We were flying from San Antonio to Fort Lauderdale, and then we were trying to figure out the whole Brightline Uber situation back to Miami. And I said, this is ridiculous. We're going to spend more on an Uber and Brightline, So like, I got on there, and because we've our flights kept dropping in price, we had such a credit with Southwest Airlines. I went on there and looked. I'm like, Andrew, for $90, we can, all three of us, round trip change our flights to Miami.
Right.
We're going to spend more than $90 trying to figure out this Brightline Uber, getting to our hotel, and then hotel to the cruise shuttle, like this whole mess. Like, we're going to be spending more than $90.
Well, and again, I always hear people talking about like Brightline and stuff like that. If you don't mind walking, because you get to the airport here and then walk a mile over here to get onto the Brightline and all this other stuff, if you don't mind doing all that, you might be able to save a couple of dollars. But a lot of times, as you said, it's just as cheap to check flights. It's a hassle.
The
I forget who I was.
$20 a person. I'm like, there's $60 just one way. It would have cost us more.
It's not the greatest thing. Now, for me, it's like, well, people, talking about like the, public transportation to get to the port. I hop on an Uber. It's like I'm there. Whatever. Most ports, even from Hobby, it was so simple just to hop on an Uber, and it was $50 to pay that. Now and I know some people. Well, if you do this shuttle here, you can try this. If you do this shuttle here and then catch the bus from there to here, it's like stop. I'm not doing that. I try to do what's kind of convenient.
You could have taken the Greyhound.
Greyhound is not a bad option. Greyhound is not a bad option.
I think it depends on who you ask, but yeah.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, I understand that, but again, traveling, if you can't do anything for yourself, traveling is a pain. If you can't do anything for yourself, traveling is a pain. So Greyhound, I mean, it's time consuming, but it's really not. It's really, I mean, I've been on Greyhound before. It's really not that bad. and you know, if it saves you $200 or $300 for a couple of hours, because again, okay, an airport. I fly to Texas. The flight is 5 hours. Well, I got to get to the airport 2 hours ahead of time. So now I'm up to 7 hours, and hopefully nothing goes wrong. The Greyhound, the bus leaves at 8. I'm there at 7:30. I'm usually pretty good. And it might be a 5-hour flight, but it's probably less time doing that than actually flying. But now if you can't do some of the basic things yourself, now I can see how maybe that would be a problem. But then again, you're looking at all these other options, even the airports, where you gotta schedule the people to meet you at the gate to take you places, and you know, the Ubers and the Lyfts and the buses and transportation. Traveling, when especially other countries, United States is not bad as far as being accessible for people. But when you go to these other countries, you better be able to walk. You go to New York, you go to London, you go to any place where Madrid, where they have subways and things like that. You're walking. You know, you're getting out there. You got to walk. Yes, you can get around. You got to walk. Nobody's going to carry your bags for you. Nobody's going to do that. It comes at a price. So anyway, that's a long way to go about Greyhounds. Greyhounds aren't that bad. You're talking 4 or 5 hours. It's not that bad.
How much was Uber? How much by Uber is the Miami cruise port from Miami Airport? I don't know. I don't know yet. Probably
$25 or $30.
That was going to be my guess too.
Right around. It's not far. It's about a 25-30 minute ride.
Right. Yeah, but what we were doing was we were going to fly from, like I said, land in Fort Lauderdale at like 1 p.m. And then we were going to have to do Brightline or Uber or whatever to our hotel, which is near the Miami airport, because anywhere outside of that is ridiculously expensive. And if I'm saying a hotel is expensive, it's expensive.
Right.
Just gonna say that. And then so we were just kind of trying to, it was like, yeah, $90 flying to Miami. We're right there. And then I think our hotel has a cruise shuttle the next day.
That's cool.
And then we're staying an extra day when we get out off the ship. So we come into port like on Sunday. We're going to stay the night again in Miami and then fly back Monday morning. It was a lot cheaper.
I will admit, Galveston, it seemed like a really nice place to spend like a couple of days, a night or two. It just really seemed like it was nice. Just the area, the bars, the eateries, and things down there to do. Watching the ships come in and out. You were close. I enjoyed it.
We really like staying over there in the Harbor House area. And I know it's expensive, but we like seeing, like, we like when we go to dinner, we're seeing whichever cruise ships leave that Friday night or Saturday, whatever day we're leaving. But, like seeing the Disney cruise ships and just the dolphins and just the whole area is pretty. I over there by the Pleasure Pier and stuff is pretty too. But it's, to me, like Harbor House, that area kind of offers a nice little like sit down and kind of just take it in more than it did the other side. That's just my opinion, though.
I never wound up making it down to Pleasure Pier, but I can understand it. And again, I think it was my $9 Uber ride from my hotel, which is over there by Pleasure Pier, to that area, to the port area. So it was nothing. I think the day of the cruise, I think it was $12, maybe $13.
Yeah. It was about 15 per person, or 15 or so for us.
And it was like that. I could do this all the time, and not have to worry about. They were right. I never waited more than 5 or 6 minutes for a ride, so I never
Definitely cool.
Yeah, we ended up flying in and renting a car. Whoops, and it wasn't bad. I was afraid by turning in the car, other than the airport, we were going to get hit with some phenomenal fee.
Right.
But we didn't. I had to look at it twice when it said what the total was. It was really inexpensive considering what we would have paid for Uber plus drive. Let us drive around town and everything for that day.
I usually, when I go someplace though, I don't really. If I'm going sightseeing around town, I might rent a car. But usually, I'm going to like to one spot. Like when I go to Miami, I get a hotel near South Beach area, so that way I can walk to South Beach and Ocean Drive and walk up and down the strip or that Ocean Drive strip. And that's what I do like the day before. And I really enjoy it. That's my favorite port.
What hotel do you get? Because they were not cheap when I was looking.
You don't like my hotels.
Oh.
I use South Beach Plaza, which is like a little boutique hotel, but it's older. Huh?
I think I looked at that one actually.
That's not your style. You're ritzy. This is for me. I need a bed and need a clean room, clean bathroom, and all that. You need the 5-star review and all that other good stuff. And this hotel is literally like a block or two away from the beach. So
does it smell like
I love it. And again, I feel comfortable with it. So I just love it. It's like, if you walk down and maybe like if you walk down a block or two and then turn right, the Clevelander Hotel is there, and Mangoes and all those places. So I really enjoy it. I enjoy it, but I don't think there's no really amenities for you. And I think you like the chicness. You wouldn't like this hotel. You wouldn't. I don't think so.
I mean, Tony's shaking his head.
You either, Tony. You wouldn't like it either.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not real picky as long as it doesn't have as long as it doesn't have critters crawling around in the room.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's clean.
Yeah, Tony.
Little restaurant there was a little expensive there, but I'd love a Motel 6. If you give me a good price at a Motel 6, I'd stay in the night. I would.
Not
I know you said you had a problem. You had a problem with one of them had
you want to get robbed.
Yeah, no panhandlers. There, it was right on what was the main street. It's like Ocean Drive, and then one block back was it Washington? I forget the name of the street, but it's right there.
Does it have inside or outside doors? That's a huge deal for me.
I think it has two parts. The part I stay at is like inside doors. But I mean, they might have a section. It's like it's almost like two different hotels, and I think one has like outer doors, but it's not like the row rooms like Motel 6. It was more of like a courtyard, and they had like outer doors.
Oh, okay.
But they do the part I used to say it has the a hotel lobby. You walk in there, elevated to go up to your floor or the first floor, and it's always been reasonable. It's always been reasonable. Now, what day are you going?
We fly in March 23rd. Right now, we have the presidential suite.
See, again. See, you're not gonna like my hotel.
But the only reason we have it is because it was cheaper than like the regular standard, like down there by Breckle.
A little pinky out. Did you book it with the little pinky out?
No. I mean, it was even cheaper than if I booked, like, I had a room by Breckle, whatever, and I'm probably saying that wrong, but it was like $450 for like a double queen room. I was like, yeah, no.
I'm sorry. What day was that again? March
23rd.
23rd, and leaving on the 24th or 25th.
We leave on the 24th. We board the cruise ship on the 24th.
Okay.
Pinky out. You're so funny. Cruise vet. No, I just am picky about.
Yeah, well, I understand, and that's why when people ask me where do you say it, I'm not telling you because you wouldn't like it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Bama. It's different when you're single. Well, you're single and
it wouldn't matter to you if you and Andrew were going by yourself. You still would stay at the same place. So stop it. Don't use Chloe as an excuse. Well, we're a family. Well, we're a couple. Stop it. It wouldn't matter. So stop it.
We've stayed at some
Nice try, Bamanola.
We've stayed at some questionable places, but Lisa and Tony stayed at some real. They were one night. I was trying to help them find a hotel, and they were like, "I'm like, it says there's blood stains on the review."
No. Yeah, we didn't stay there though. I mean, we draw the line when we walk into the room. If we see roaches crawling around, okay, we're done.
Well, that's something different.
I would tolerate roaches before I would blood stains.
Oh, it's sold out.
Oh yeah, see everything. It's real hard to find a room that weekend. I think there's something going on in Miami, and I think it's spring breakish. March.
It would be ideal for spring break. I mean, it's just perfect. And I mean, you do see like a lot of young people around there. Say it again.
You want to come on the cruise with us?
Me? No. I mean, I do. I am September. I'm coming.
No.
But again, you're like my daughter. I stayed there at that hotel. They stayed down at Fontainebleau. So yeah, we weren't on the same page. They had their own little private. That hotel had their own little private beach. I'm like, well, I could just walk down here to the beach. But yeah, no. I know your type. I know your type.
It must be a Jennifer thing.
It must be.
Although, I don't know. I'm not that picky on most things. Just
Jennifer, stop it. Stop it. I've been on you too long. Stop it.
Okay. But
Just stop.
I'm really not bougie.
When's the last time you got a inside cabin?
In May on the Carnival Dream.
You just past May, or are you coming up?
This past May.
You must have went with somebody else. You didn't book it. Come on, tell the truth. Something happened. So there was some reason why you got it. It was you. Don't kid me.
The casino gave it to me.
There you go.
That was my only option.
I'm surprised you took it. I'm surprised you still didn't go book your own.
Wow, we did. We did. I like interior rooms actually. When it was just me and Andrew, man, that's all we stayed in. Andrew and I even had the ones with the bunk beds, like where it drops down.
I definitely if the price was right.
Heck yeah, but with Chloe, it is easier to have the couch.
And yeah, I understand. I mean, with Chloe, I do kind of understand.
It is. It's just easier. I mean, we don't need a balcony every time, but I do think the next couple of cruises we do have a balcony. But
or presidential suites.
I gotta show you this hotel bill. I think it has a pool table in it.
Right. I mean, again,
anybody in Miami wants to come stay with us?
I can pool.
Yeah, you can play shoot some pool. I haven't played in a long time, but I used to be okay. My mom had a pool table in our game room when we were kids, but I haven't probably played in about 5-10 years. Our pool table became the laundry table. Perfect height for folding laundry. Well, good night, Cruzette. I hope you get your beauty sleep. Man, so Cruzette, you leave like in 2 weeks, right? Like 14 days or 13 days on the Prima. He's going with the morning show crew. He's going to have a good time.
He is. I know he's going to enjoy himself.
Yes,
I would like to go.
Can't wait. I can't wait. I have to see his vlogs. The Prima looks like a pretty ship. I just heard it's not very kid friendly.
Perfect.
You and Z should book.
Oh boy, I'd rather deal with kids than never mind. Unmute that microphone. We want to hear you laughing.
No. I snorted earlier.
At least it's not even here.
I know. I know.
Ruff, ruff.
Her little ear went whoop.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's on the 26th with J&S
That-
crew. Oh, we're gonna be
Nice.
we're gonna be preparing for Chloe's birthday party on the 26th.
That's cool.
That's January, right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, we went today and finalized all her stuff for Jump World, and we took her to the grocery store and let her pick out her cake. Gave her a couple options, and then she got to pick out her balloons, and then she slept the whole way. That was just overexciting for her. She slept the whole way home.
Yeah, but she was excited about that.
Oh my gosh, she's so excited for her birthday. Andrew's family's flying in from Boston, so
Oh, joy.
Wow.
there's a bar at the birthday party.
You got to book a family birthday cruise.
See, that's what we've done the last couple of years. We've done trips, not party. This party. By the
No,
time
I mean, but like invite the family too, and like everybody has a birthday. Like if they have kids about the same age or things like that.
Oh yeah.
Do a family group cruise, not just you by yourself and Chloe. I mean, yeah, that's fun too. But imagine her face if she had her cousins and on there with her and playing.
Well, in March it's with Andrew's family. There's like 52 people going.
So sweet, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, I don't think it's all family. I think it's some friends, but yeah, there'll be some family there. We should do that. It'd be like we were kind of talking about that, how funny it would be probably when Chloe turns 16, since her birthday's in January. That's just she's probably not going to have traditional parties, more like trips, just because it's easy. I mean, my gosh, guys, stop. These birthday parties are not cheap, though. I mean, to rent the place for 10 people, like 10 kids, was $300.
You could have had a cruise for that amount.
$350. I could never have a cruise.
Wow.
And then I had to do the cake and all the party favors and the all the little extras, and
that's cruise money. Come on now.
That was my gambling money on the Jubilee.
I'm so proud of you. You didn't gamble on the Jubilee.
It really kind of hurt, Bill. I probably would have given in probably day like 5. I probably just would have waited it out or knocked some lady out for a machine if I wouldn't have made that bet for the
I'm surprised it was that, because of my trip, it wasn't like that. I mean, they had machines open, and especially after the first day. First day was really crowded. I didn't go to the casino. I went to the casino, but it was late.
Right.
And the machines were open, but all the other time you could grab a machine. Sometimes if it was a particular machine you wanted, you had to wait, but there was always something open, and table games were always open.
I mean, Cruise Bet and I were standing there at one point, and it was like we were kind of like we're standing there, and we're looking opposite ways, trying to find somebody to get up. And then by the time somebody would get up, you're like, oh, there's one. You get over there, somebody already sat down.
Yeah, no, that's a shame.
It was competitive, and then too, I don't want to be the person who's like, I want to be able to select a machine. Now, am I going to get the exact Buffalo machine I want? Yeah, maybe not, but I don't want just the machine just to have a machine to give them my money. I want to be able to play and enjoy it, like. And that's what I said. Like, I'm not just going to stand here just to give them, to give them my money. I want to enjoy. I don't care for those little like clamshell games, and that's all it would seem to. Because like I was having to fight people to even try to get one of them. I'm like, I don't even like that game.
You mean like when they close shut and things like that?
Yeah, I don't like those.
Yeah.
Those 88.
I mean, I play them, but again, they're all high volatility games.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily like them that much. The Buffalo ones are the same. It's like I really don't. It's fun, Buffalo. It's fun to hear them, But no, I mean they were kind to me. I would win some, lose some, win some, lose some, lose some, lose some, lose some, win some, lose some, win some, lose some, and I gamble probably more on this than I have on most cruises.
Right?
They gave me a free cruise.
Well, like Cruise Bet and Anthony and them were saying, it's like if you want a machine, it was like 3 to 7 a.m.
That's
you.
It's crazy.
I'm good. I'm not getting
I'm
up to
sleeping too good about that time.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not gambling between 3 and 7 a.m. Like, that just makes you feel like I really have a problem.
Right.
Now, if it was one of them deals where I fell asleep during the day and woke up at 3
Yeah.
and couldn't go back to sleep, okay, well, yeah, I'll go to the casino for a little while.
Yeah, but that's different. But just so I can get a machine? Yeah, no.
No. Yeah, I didn't try very hard, but because if we walked through there all the time, it seemed like it was pretty jam packed. And the one night we went, we were able to find a couple, but like I said, I ended up breaking even. I was down a little bit, but by the time I left, I was literally even. So I called it quits. And then the next few nights, it was so jam packed, I just didn't even bother to look.
Right. Right.
It was like that on one of my Trans-Pacific cruises. It was like that, and I can't remember. I don't know if it was the first one or second one, but it was so crowded. As a matter of fact, it was the only time I ever saw every machine taken and every seat at a table game taken. I've never seen it that crowded before. After the first day, it slowed down, but it still was heavy on the gamblers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, this was about 4 days in. I guess this when machines started to open up, and I was like, yeah, at this point, because I kind of feel like they don't really. I feel like the first night. That's just my opinion. Like for me, my experience, I feel like the first night and then like the last night or two is when they kind of pay out as middle part of the days. That's usually when I lose the most amount of money. For me, it's not everybody's case, but that's what I feel like for me. So I was like, yeah, I'm not just gonna. I mean, I just had Christmas. I've got a cruise coming up in March, and then Chloe's birthday. I'm like, yeah, I'll just not. But man, we've been on 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
3 hours. I did. I missed the end of the football game, but wasn't even close.
Oh, who was playing?
Kansas City and Miami, and Kansas City won.
Oh, can't. Oh, Taylor Swift's boyfriend won. Kelsey.
Yes.
Travis Kelsey.
In the beginning of the game, he was dropping passes left and right. My goodness, he was terrible.
Oh,
But
okay.
I think he came on towards the end. But
I feel like that's a song in the writing, like dropping passes.
I'm sure it's coming up.
Yeah.
Some kind of song. When she breaks up with him.
Shortly after they break up, she'll come out with the song.
Right. As soon as they break up, it'll be some song.
I don't think they're gonna break up. I think they're gonna be the real deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm really invested in this Taylor Swift, Travis Kelsey.
Why?
I'm invested.
You got a bet going?
No, I hope she found love. Everybody deserves love.
Then she won't have anything to write about.
It's kind of what I was thinking.
We'll know if Z's here real quick.
Oh boy, I'm still upset with him. Somebody was just so antisocial. I'm still upset. And I'm going through my things, and it's like, man, I was speaking to everybody. Wow. I really had a good. That was a great cruise. The Jubilee was it was a good ship for people who haven't been on an XL class ship. I think they're, other than if you don't like walking. So I don't mind walking. The walking, to me, that was the best part of it, because there was just so many different things to walk to.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that surprised me was the walk. Even when we were walking, I just expected it to be more crowded and more cramped, and because of the number of people that were on the ship, and I didn't see where that. I mean, yeah, it was a little crowded here and there, but not anywhere near like what I was expecting.
I I really enjoyed it. Dr. Inks, even if every seat was taken there, you just grab your drink and go sit across the hall. And
Yeah.
I mean, I had really enjoyed it. Keisha, good night.
Good night.
We're on the same schedule, Keisha. It's 1:09 here too.
Yeah, I think we're about to wrap it up. At least I am.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was being good up until just a little while ago. She got up and decided she wanted my lap, or she was going to start barking.
Huh.
And she's getting heavy.
Uh-oh.
At least if Lisa was here, we could pass her back and forth, but
I'll go to sleep tonight and find out what I can complain about tomorrow.
I like that about you. I mean, there's a reason like Banter with Bill is one of my favorite shows on Thursdays.
Oh boy. Oh, knuckleheads.
Okay. Well, apparently I just like complaining.
No, you're just a little ritzy and we complain to different people. Oh, my suite. It just wasn't enough room in my suite.
I've never had a suite. That would be Lisa and Tony who complained about the room space. We did not complain about the room space. We liked our
we
room.
complained. We had a suite once, and we never complained about that.
Yeah.
And that was our very first.
That
was our very first cruise.
They had an aft balcony on the Freedom, and it had some paint peeling, and they were kind of sad.
No, the aft suite, that was because of the room between the bed and the wall. If you wanted to go outside, you literally had to turn sideways and scoot down the bed to get to the door to go outside. That's the only thing that we thought was kind of weird.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. I was just playing with you, Tony.
I know, but
no, we like our room.
No, we've done
some like
little things like paint. No.
Yeah, those aft balconies are nice. I've never had one, but I've been on Tony and Lisa's, and it's nice.
I mean, the time I had an aft balcony was when I actually stayed out there more, because you just had so much room, you get spread out, and it felt like just a big private space. Sweets.
Ooh, it's definitely gonna be Reese's. Ooh, or cake, yeah. I think Reese's. Are y'all still going?
I should bake a cake tomorrow.
What's your favorite kind of cake, Bill?
I like a yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Aw.
I just real simple. I love that.
That's cool. You don't like coconut with coconut frosting or German chocolate or
Nope.
just a yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
And I'm in heaven.
Man, now we know what to get you for your birthday.
No, give me a cruise for my birthday. Cruise.
Oh, they're asking you what kind of pie is your favorite.
I don't eat pies.
You don't eat pie?
Well, no.
I think I see, I don't know what kind of pie I like. I would probably say I like pecan.
Yeah. Apple pie.
Pumpkin with whipped cream.
I like pumpkin too. Emily likes those same kind of cakes.
Love those cakes.
Man, where's Clock when you need him?
Oh boy.
Yeah, German chocolate's good cake too.
This?
I think my favorite
cakes, you almost can't go wrong with cakes. I don't know why. Again, I just never been like a big pie guy as far as the normal sweet potato and all those and all that. give me a cake.
Yeah, I like strawberry, honestly. Strawberry cake.
Or the rum cakes.
Pound cakes, rum cakes. Yes.
I like rum cakes. I do like. I don't eat them for breakfast, but I do like them.
Yeah.
Who would?
Some people do. Pirates.
Oh, carrot cakes. I like carrot. Emily says carrot cake.
Oh,
I like carrot cakes too.
I like a good, yeah. I like carrot cake too. I like the frosting.
Yep. Yeah, that's one. If it's made
Shredded
like it's
carrot.
supposed to, it's one of my favorite.
You can keep the peach cobbler. Heck no, you need that with some like bluebell vanilla ice cream.
You know what I want to try? Carnival. The chocolate melting cake with peanut butter.
It's a little.
I guess ice cream, peanut butter. Say it again.
Andrew's gotten it. It's good, but it's rich. Like it's. I mean, it was good for like when we shared it.
Yeah.
But it was a little rich.
People, they always swear by it.
Yeah, it's get the Mickey Mouse with peanut butter.
Oh, red velvet.
The Mickey Mouse is basically 2 scoops of ice cream and then peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
We can keep strawberry cake. Oh, I will keep the strawberry cake and rum cake. I'm not even going to fight you on that.
I don't know about the strawberry cake, but the rum cake I could definitely do.
If you like lemon, we've got a double lemon recipe that's excellent. I mean, it's I don't really know how to explain it, but I mean, it's you make it and then you get some dowel rods and poke some holes in it, and then you get some concentrated lemon juice, add powdered sugar to it, and then pour it on top.
I like
let it soak into the cake.
I like if you do that with like Jello and stuff too, and then put like Cool Whip on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good like that too. Like called a poke cake. Poke cake. Emily, do you not like strawberries, or do you not like peaches? Or you curious now? Are we bringing cake to the next stream? You know what? We can. Chloe's birthday party. We got a white cake with buttercream frosting.
When are you having a birthday party?
January 27th.
Okay.
Yep. We got the Paw Patrol thing going on.
Paw Patrol.
Weekend on the devil. But yeah. She's excited. She's so excited. I mean, like 4 is like a magical age. They're like so excited about all the little things like holidays. I mean, she's excited about little details. And I mean, she's so excited. I'm excited for her. I'm excited because she's excited.
I can do lemon blueberry cake.
What?
Nope, no strawberry. I never heard of lemon blueberry.
You can keep your lemon blueberry and I'll take your strawberry. I like blackberry. Anything. What's E? Mark.
I'm not sure what that is.
I don't either.
EUB Mark.
Sub? No.
What's next to E? Rub Mark? No.
Rub? Web? What the blueberry over strawberry? Exactly. No, you can keep your lemon blueberry. I'll take your strawberry.
Kal-El, what's the EU sub? Sorry, new device I'm using. Sub.
Oh, yeah, Tony's still looking for subs. We're always accepting subs.
Yeah.
Tony's trying to reach his goal of monetization.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it now because I know I'd lost a subscriber. I'm at 427 with 753 watch hours. Oh, they're finally giving me some back. That's cool.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, because I was at 713 when we got on the Jubilee, and up until about 2 days ago, I was at 714, and I'd done all those live streams and stuff, and put those other videos up, and even went and looked at the video analytics, and some of them were saying 10 hours here, 11 hours there, but yet only went up an hour. And so maybe they're finally adding them in.
When they say it takes 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, but this was like 2 days ago.
Oh.
They hadn't added them. Or it didn't seem to. So maybe they're finally releasing them or something.
Yeah, after I just wanted to come on and we didn't have a live that we streamed to about Jubilee, but after this we won't stream out anymore. When we did tonight. Wanted to help Anthony get some new subscribers.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if he gets on with Carnival as a cruise director of Fun Squad.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
That'd be cool to
Make
see
a good one.
Yeah, we could see his adventure.
Right. So that would be fun, going on the ship where you actually know somebody as a cruise director.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool. Well, I think I've said all I can say about the Jubilee, other than we've got videos coming out.
Videos coming out. We got one coming out Monday. Jubilee in what was the first port? I'm coming. You tell me it was the same. Yeah, it was the same. So you can tell me exactly where I went. And okay, in Roatan, where did I go in Roatan?
I figured you probably just went to the beach.
Oh, see, it's Roatan. What else are you gonna do? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go hold sloths.
I should have probably done that, but I wasn't. I never did get up early on this ship. I never do. I stay up late. I go to the casino, stay up late.
Yeah, but that's your thing. That's the cool thing about it. It's your birthday. It's your vacation. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
I had it wasn't this cruise. I think it was on the Glory. Whatever port we got into, probably Roatan or whatever. And I got off the ship. Let's say we got there at 8 and we were leaving at 4. I got off the ship at about noon. And as I'm getting off the ship, there are people coming back on the ship. There's a line of people coming back on the ship. I was the only one leaving out. And as I'm getting off the ship, the person said, "Who would get off the ship at this time?" And I just keep walking. And I say, the nerve of somebody getting off the ship and right now. That's ridiculous. And I just kept walking. So I'm sure somebody on the ship hated me after that. But I'm like, I didn't realize it was like a certain time I had to get off the ship.
Right? I didn't know there was rules.
And again, I was just taken aback by it. And normally I wouldn't have even said anything, but whose is that?
Tony.
What's that?
You have a troll, Tony. I'm trying to get back to your channel.
Okay.
Oh no. Jen looks all serious and Tony look all serious.
No, I was
just trying to get back to the video. I clicked out of it. I was trying to figure out, I thought maybe, well, it's not mine. I had mine up.
No.
Yeah, I just stepped away to take care of the dog for a second. She was acting like she was fixing to bark again.
It's my party and I cry if I want to.
Cry if I want to.
Oh, well, I guess we can probably go ahead and end it because she's starting to act up, and I can't even concentrate on what's going on right now.
That's okay.
Before you delete it, tell him to subscribe.
Right.
Yeah.
All subscribers are welcome at Bamanola.
Right.
Right.
I feel that way about
Oh,
watch hours.
I don't think you want this one, Bama. Just saying. Well, cool. I think we're gonna wrap it up at 3 hours 25 minutes.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sounds like a winner.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate everybody coming in tonight and sticking with us as long as they have.
Yeah.
And appreciate everybody coming in, everybody coming to the panel and helping out and keeping the chat going.
Yeah. No, it's been fun.
Well appreciated.
Yep.
Always.
And I will go ahead and end it here. Good night, everyone. Have a
Good night,
safe
everyone.
weekend.
Good night.
Bye.